Crew Cab. Hurry to the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event today. Financing for well-qualified buyers through Stellantis Financial. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 1/2/25.
Did you know that Bailey's Fine Jewelry has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for luxury designers, fine diamonds, and watches, but we also have a huge selection of jewelry and gifts under $500. We're celebrating making holiday gifting easy since 1948. You can shop online at baileybox.com, or we invite you to visit one of our locations in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville. To see why, every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Every second counts in a poison emergency. That's why Poison Help is standing by 24/7 to provide free assistance in over 100 languages. Save Poison Help as a contact in your phone today. Poison Help, 1-800-222-1222.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score! WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Mostly cloudy skies for this afternoon. A few isolated showers, but what we see today will be fairly light, less than 1/10 of an inch. We'll see a high of 51. Overnight tonight, 34 under cloudy skies, but we clear for tomorrow. It'll be a pretty weekend, but cold. Tomorrow's high 48, but Sunday only 40 degrees.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company. Where your comfort is their business, visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 621 points at 42,964.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Happy Friday to you all. Looking forward to a good show. We got a lot to get to. We're giving away a ton. So many opportunities for you to win prizes or receive gifts. So wherever you are, just keep your dial tuned to 99.9 The Fan for the foreseeable future. And you might just get yourself something sweet. I'm Tim Donnelly. Graham Hill producing the show. You just heard Dennis sitting in for Adam Gold. So Graham's producing the show. What's up, Graham?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
We're in the Christmas spirit around here for the Drive with Tim Donnelly. As you can see on YouTube, the snow is falling.
We have some winter graphics. We have the red and green. We're all in the holiday spirit. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and Let's get started. Bill Belichick may have gotten his quarterback.
Yes.
How about that?
The Bill effect is already in session over at Carolina.
Ryan Brown from Purdue, out of the transfer portal. I have to be honest, a little underwhelming. However, that's no disrespect to Ryan Brown. It's just when Bill Belichick takes over, you're thinking sizzle, you're thinking blockbuster, you're thinking
4-star, 5 stars.
Which future first-round pick is going to upheave their life from wherever they are and come and play for Bill Belichick? So Ryan Brown from Purdue, out of the portal, on his way to UNC. First of all, I think he's going to be a funny fit for Bill Belichick. Now, this is just, sometimes you get gut feelings about people, first impressions. I went and looked up the statement that Brown released when he told the world he was entering the portal from Purdue. It was 3 paragraphs. First paragraph, very standard. Coach speak. Thank you, love the university, talk to the coach, blah, blah, blah. Second paragraph, I'm going to read for you. As a redshirt freshman, I started 2 games against number 23 Illinois and number 1 Oregon this season. It was an honor to receive the prestigious Maxwell Award for National Freshman of the Week after our game against Illinois. Purdue has a history of great quarterbacks, and it was a blessing to know that I was the first to throw for 275-plus yards and rush for 100-plus yards in a game during my first college start. Pat yourself on the back, why don't you, little Ryan Brown? Just in case you don't know how awesome I am, I'm pretty awesome. It's kind of what it sounded like to me, especially because you're citing like the prestigious Maxwell Award for National Freshman. I don't know what that award is. Never heard of it. It was a blessing to know that I was the first to throw for 275-plus yards and rush for 100-plus yards in a game during my first start. Does that mean somebody else ran for 265? I don't know. 275 seems specific. I think Bill Belichick's going to have a fun time saying, hey, we'll just do your job and cite individual statistics and no record. The other thing about this is if this is the plan at quarterback for Bill Belichick, like if he and Michael Lombardi, his GM, and his scouting department got together and over the past however many weeks have been combing through the portal and they zeroed in on Ryan Brown as their quarterback for next year, this is a heat check from Belichick. A heat Belichick, if you will.
Oh, okay.
See what I did there?
Nice little play on words.
Because this would not be, I think, the plan that many would go to if they had all of the supposed resources that are being pledged to UNC and they had the supposed momentum that UNC has with the coaching hire. This is him saying, I could go elsewhere. I could spend more money. I could get a more established player, but I don't want that. I want Ryan Brown.
I'm going to do things a simple way.
Because you don't know what I know, and that's that this kid has everything.
Almost like he knew what we didn't know in Tom Brady. Not saying that Ryan Brown's the next Tom Brady, but this kind of was what this reminds me of.
Well, that's the interesting part, right? I also believe, and this is, from being aware of Bill Belichick for the last decades and decades and decades and following the sport closely, I don't think Belichick is somebody that will promise starting jobs to anybody. Like, you don't come out of the portal to UNC with a, like, hey, we're definitely going to start you. The most you're ever going to get out of him is we're going to give you a chance to compete and the best player will play, right? So there have been big names rumored for UNC, right? Would Quinn Ewers consider UNC? Would this guy consider UNC? Would that guy consider UNC? Belichick might be the only coach on the planet that could bring in Ewers and realistically tell Ryan Brown from Purdue, who started a couple games, hey, Ryan, if you beat out Ewers, you will be the starter. Most coaches don't have that kind of gall. Most coaches don't have that kind of intestinal fortitude that stick to their guns nature on their opinions because it's hey, if our collective spends $2 million for one guy and $200,000 for another guy, we have to see out the $2 million before we give the $200,000 a chance. I've seen it even on a lesser scale, right? Pre-NIL, if there was a scholarship guy and a walk-on guy, you knew the scholarship guy was going to get the first look, probably the first 5 looks before you look to the walk-on, because you're like, hey, We invested in him. We had a limited amount of resources. We used one of them on this guy, so let's go ahead and play him until we know he stinks. Then we'll go to the walk-on. Belichick can look at anybody and say, I don't care how much money we give this other. I don't care how much NIL promises they have. I don't care if they're on scholarship, you're a walk-on. I don't care about any of that. The best player will play, and if you don't believe me, Drew Bledsoe was on a $100 million contract. He was the highest-paid player in NFL history, and I benched him for a sixth-rounder. So if you want to show up and think anything's promised, this isn't the place. But that is also the only way in college football you're going to have depth, right? Because if you start being the coach that whoever we give the most money to is going to be the starter regardless, then everybody who's not getting the most money at that position, deuces, I'll see in the transfer portal because I don't have a fair shot. So there's two ways this works for UNC. Either Belichick is bringing in Ryan Brown to be the guy, in which case it's Bill Belichick saying, I'm smarter than all of you. I know what a good quarterback looks like, more so than anyone else out there. Or me and my scouting department do. The option number 2 is Ryan Brown is coming here to compete, and I've told them as much, and we still plan on bringing in a bigger name, but because of my history, Ryan Brown actually believes me when I tell him he can compete. Still, he might be the starting quarterback for UNC next year.
And they saw the future in Bryce Baker, too.
Bryce Baker, the 4-star recruit who was, we don't know this for sure, but it seems like the very first call that Belichick made after taking over the job.
I feel like that was his first commitment.
He had to call, a family member or one of his sons, a daughter, and say, hey, I took the job. Next one, hey, Bryce. That's kind of how it was. Another bit of news on the UNC recruiting trail that their rival may be interested in. KC Concepcion, who played his first 2 years at NC State. His freshman year, freshman All-American, one of the best wide receivers in the country. Sophomore year, didn't live up to the hype. He's in the transfer portal. It has been reported by On3, who covers all of that Concepcion will be visiting Chapel Hill January 1st.
Man, could you imagine?
My first thought was Belichick might not get everything that happens in college football. He might not understand that we call it the 2-minute timeout, not the 2-minute warning. He might not have all the details. He understands how rivalries work.
From NC State's favorite player at one point in time, two seasons ago, to then NC State's most hated player.
If he goes to UNC, maybe. If he goes to UNC, maybe. That would test some... I host a Pack Therapy, the podcast. During football season, I co-host it with Mike Glennon. And Mike said, hey, Casey's on the way out, but he's still one of us. I would question that. I would say, do you still think that when if he laces up for the other side of this one? And Belichick has to be just that devilish grin, Casey. We just want you to be a good player. We're not promising
about the rivalry.
That's how it goes. That's how every conversation goes with Bill Belichick. I'm convinced. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As I said, we have so much to give away. Gifts, prizes, a ton today. You can win them with things like Canes' first goal scorer predictions or Panthers' first touchdown scorer predictions. You can also just be gifted them with things like Canes Miss, or you can win them on the numbers game. So many prizes, so many gifts. You want to keep it tuned right here to 99.9 The Fan. And you want to keep it tuned here all night because Canes Capitals tonight right here, 99.9 The Fan. We preview that game, why it's a big game for the Canes in 3 different ways. Coming up next.
Tonight's forecast calls for Hurricanes hockey.
Stahl powers one out in front. The score! And this line is delivering the presents around Christmas.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Aho sends it across. Robinson back to they score! Roll the highlight reel, Sebastian Aho. Merry Christmas!
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately. Nope, sticking to our go-to places. You mean like Sharky's? Well, we love our Sharky's. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime, and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3. You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and you know I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection. And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it. Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other? Yes!
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Durham Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
Hey guys, this is Corporal Remington Wright here with VMFA 312 in Iwakuni, Japan. I just want to say happy holidays and a Merry Christmas to all my family and all my friends. Really want to shout out my wife and my grandparents.
Hi, my name's Staff Sergeant Nichols. I'm with the 118th Wings. We're here in East Tennessee helping with hurricane relief, and I wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's.
Edwards Inc., standing tall and proudly saluting all who have served and those who continue to serve this holiday season.
Get your dream Honda during Happy Honda Days with a CR-V Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, Civic Hybrid, or the all-electric Prologue. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic Hybrid, a 3.9% APR on a 2025 CR-V Hybrid, and a 0.9% APR on a 2024 Prologue.
Brought to you by your local Carolina Honda dealers. Contact your local Carolina Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Canes, Caps tonight, 99.9 The Fan. Big game on the road for the Canes tonight. Big game on the road. And it's actually, and this doesn't happen many times, throughout a season, and it's part of the reason why I love sports, part of the reason why we all love sports is the storytelling, right? The narratives. Anytime a sport wanes in popularity, could be something as simple as, like, I don't know, they're on 17 different streaming services. It's hard to find, but the think pieces are always, you need to be better storytellers. You need to make them care about the players. You need to let them in on everything going on. In media, as a sports fan, you track storylines throughout a season. The 3 storylines that this show, when it comes to the Canes, that we've kind of continuously consistently talked about throughout the season thus far, are all in play today. The first one we put in play is, how do Stars play in big games? Right? Because over the last 6 years, we've seen the Canes be really, really good during the regular season, and they haven't gotten over the hump in the biggest games of the year, which would be the playoffs. So we decided, let's see if the Stars are leveling up their play in big games in the regular season, because that might be an indicator of something changing from the past half decade. Second storyline that we've tracked. How much edge does this team show in situations where the moment calls for it? How much edge, how much sandpaper, how much grit does certain players on the team bring up when the team's a little dull, maybe they don't start as much as 82-game season, you're in the slog, you're those things. And then the third is the goalie situation. And we're not exclusively tracking that one, right? Everybody that covers the Canes is tracking the goalie situation, and how much shoulda, woulda, coulda are we going to be screaming about in the offseason about you shoulda, woulda, coulda done something at the trade deadline, or you shoulda, woulda, coulda moved on from Freddie, or you shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. So those are the 3 storylines we've been tracking. I think all 3 come into play tonight. How do Stars play in a big game? Well, is this a big game? You're darn right it is. You're 2 of the 3 best teams in the Metropolitan right now. You've played the same amount of games. They're beating you in points. So you're looking up at them in the standings, and you want to close that gap. You want to close that gap. There's a few other added things that we'll talk about in a second here, but this is it's on the road. It's in an environment that you have a lot of familiarity with. It's a big game.
One thing to know about the Capitals is that about a month ago, you were able to beat them 3-2 in the Dmitry Orlov revenge game, as I like to call it. And then after that, the Caps got hot, and they did it without Alex Ovechkin playing for a majority of those games.
Option number 2, storyline number 2. Thank you for the transition, Graham. Edge. Edge can come from anywhere, right? And we've talked about who is going to be the instigator, who is going to be the one that can manufacture it. And Svech's name has come up a bunch. Pyotr Kochetkov occasionally can be that guy with his outlandish decisions to fly out of the crease or to throw his stick or all these crazy things he's done. Another one can be a one-off. Orlov going back to Washington, an emotional place. He had a good game last time, 2 goals that, if you go back and watch those, they're 5%ers, right? Those shots, the angles, they're not likely to go in, but it just felt like because it was Orlov, because it was in Washington, because he was back and the hockey gods wanted to give him a little something, he came away with some big moments. If he does that again, that can be the edge, that can be the spark. Sometimes it's the dumbest things that motivate athletes. Let's win this one for Orlov. Let's win this one for Orly, as they call him. Like if that becomes the rallying cry that gets you out of a funk, go for it. Right? If Dmitry Orlov could choose like one away game that the team is going to just absolutely dominate this year, it's going to be the ones in Washington, right? He wants to have those bragging rights over the players that he played with for a decade. And then goalie. Goalie. Don't assume Dusty Tokarski. I stumbled through that. Dustin Tokarski is a stud because of one game. He played very well in his one game. But didn't we do that with Spencer Martin a couple times already, where he played great and we're like, oh, how lucky are the Canes to have that type of number 3 goalie that you can roll out there every 4 or 5 nights or 4 or 5 games if you need to. Oh, look how great he was. Look at the shutout. Look how great he was. And then suddenly he's back in the AHL and not always stopping pucks there. Tokarski signed, right? First NHL game since 2022, gets out there his first game, has a great game. You thank him for that game, you still don't want to depend on him, which means Pyotr Kochetkov still has to be an Iron Man until if and or when Freddie Anderson comes back from the knee injury he's dealing with. And that means Pyotr Kochetkov puts up a shutout in his last game. That lasts about till the final buzzer in that game, and already it's got to be about the next. You know, stopping pucks last Tuesday doesn't stop any pucks on Friday. And that's going to be brutal for Kochetkov throughout the season. There are no breaks. Literally, he has to be an Iron Man. I was actually it wasn't just. I do that all the time. I say like the other day. It was like probably months ago. But I listened to a podcast with a literal Ironman, like the guys that run the 100-mile races or whatever, like the ultra Ironmans. And he would literally, I keep saying literally, I don't know what that's going on. It's Friday. He would take a nap for like 4 minutes. He'd be running on the side of the road, and his body would be so tired that he could lay down, set an alarm for like 4.5 minutes later, and actually sleep. That's going to be Pyotr Kochetkov this year until Freddie Anderson gets back. Right? After every game, he's going to lay down, like whatever hotel they're at on the road or back in his own bed, and it's not going to be like I close my eyes and I got to count sheep and I have to have all the most embarrassing moments from 8th grade pop into my head and go, no, get out of there, I'm trying to sleep. He's not going to have to do any of that. He's going to be exhausted. His body's going to be tired. His mind's going to be tired. He could lay down on the side of the road, and if you give him 4 minutes and 30 seconds, he'll sleep for 4:27. And at the beginning of a little bit of a road trip here, right? Little hit the road, get up to Washington. If you look at the upcoming schedule, they go Washington, then at the Rangers, then at Nashville, then at the Devils. If that's going to be a test. He's going to get tired. There's probably going to have to be one of those back-to-backs in the middle, 22nd, 23rd. Tokarski's going to have to take over, and Kochetkov's going to have to use that game to get back to 100% fully charged. I am a big Pyotr Kochetkov fan. Big Pyotr Kochetkov fan. And I've been advocating for him since early in last season. Remember, he started last year with, I think it was the Syracuse Crunch or something like that, until injuries very quickly brought him up. I've been a big Pyotr Kochetkov fan for a long time. We have to address the challenge that is ahead of him for the next 2 months. Freddie comes back and you can start doing the one game on, one game off thing like they did at the end of last year. His job becomes easier. Not easy, but easier. But tonight is a night where, I want to see him fight through. And then the next probably 3 of the next 4 games he's going to have to fight through before you get home. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We need some Canes callers. You ready to give something away?
Let's do it.
All right. We have Graham on the call. 99.9 The Fan. This whole week has unveiled our new December station tradition, the 5 Days of Canesmas, presented by Hardee's, where we celebrated all week and we will continue to celebrate today our connection with our hometown hockey team during the holidays by giving you free stuff all week long. Presented by Hardee's, where the famous Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back for a limited time and served all day, all season long. Unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. Caller number 9 gets the gift. Caller number 9 gets a Canesmas gift from all of us here at 99.9 The Fan. Call in now. Heaster Automotive Group Hotline, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Heaster Automotive Group Hotline, caller number 9. Canesmas celebration coming up.
Has Mother Nature taken a toll on your home? Whether it's storm damage, wear and tear, or just the passage of time, Baker Home Exteriors is Raleigh's trusted expert for all your home repair needs. From roofs, gutters, and siding, to doors, windows, and decks, we have the experience to restore your home. But we don't just fix problems, we improve your home's resilience and aesthetics, giving you peace of mind and pride in your property. Visit BakerRoofing.com to schedule your repair service today.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bobo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
Mitchell Heating and Cooling. We do the job right every time.
Mitchell Heating and Cooling is celebrating 51 years of trusted service. And to celebrate, get a furnace tune-up for just $51. That's peace of mind heating for only $51. Visit MitchellHVAC.com. Mitchell Heating and Cooling. Quality products and services on time from a family you trust. It's hard to stop a train.
The best solutions every time.
Hey guys, this is Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry, and we know that you want to get your wife or girlfriend something special this Christmas. But sometimes you just don't know what to get. You wonder, what will she like? What will make her feel special? What will make her say, wow? At Bailey's Fine Jewelry, we have experts that are here to help. We specialize in making you look like a hero. You can even send her in to make a wish list that we keep on file to help make your life just a little bit easier. Bailey's has the largest selection of jewelry in North Carolina, including designers like David Yurman, Lagos, Marco Biccigo, and Ippolita, as well as beautifully curated Bailey's collections. And don't fret, because if for some reason she doesn't love your gift, we have a 30-day return policy. Our goal is to be your go-to jeweler for life. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, located in Raleigh's Village District, Crabtree Valley Mall, and Cary's Fenton. Also in Rocky Mount and Greenville. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Introducing a product that redefines living well.
Luxury.
Designed to satisfy your wildest desires.
Extravagance.
Overflowing with suspense, dripping with wealth.
Fortune.
The $8 million moneymaker from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With prices that start at $100 and go up to $8 million. Every win's a big win.
Whisper.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.14. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Morning. I'm starting my health journey with my new blender. I got 2% cash back on it with the new Cash Rewards Plus card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I got unlimited 2% cash back on these carrots, apples, bananas.
It's 6 in the morning.
Oh, I also got 2% back on these smoothie glasses.
I'm going back to bed.
Oh yeah, I got 2% back on the mattress. Sleep tight.
You can earn unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with the new Cash Rewards Plus card. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered in motion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's enhanced network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is a holly jolly season. It is the season of Canesmas here on 99.9 The Fan. Our new, this is the first year we've done it, station tradition, the 5 days of Canesmas presented by Hardee's, where we celebrate our connection to the hometown hockey club by giving away free stuff all week long. Listen for the 5 days of Canesmas every year. Today is our last day. It is day number 5 for this year. It's all presented by Hardee's, where our famous cinnamon raisin biscuits are back for a limited time and served all day, all season long. Now, we had Donald in Goldsboro on the line. He was the winner. caller number 9, and Graham grabbed his info. However, in their haste of celebrating the holiday that is Canesmas, they were unaware that Donald had to stay on the line. So I will just draw his prize, and since we have his info, we'll still get him the prize. It is a $50 gift card to the Eye.
Hey, there you go, Donald.
$50 gift card to the Eye. And I am not going to say the options that Donald had in the hat because we have one more giveaway today. We do 2 a day all week, so that's 10 giveaways. We started with 10 prizes in the hat. And if I were to tell you the 2 that were available for Donald, then whoever calls in next when we do the Canesmas later on in the show, they wouldn't have any surprise. So unless they've been paying attention and really doing some deduction to figure out by default what's remaining, the next caller can still be surprised. But Donald did earn a win or be gifted a $50 gift card to the Eye, which is the Canes team store, as a Canesmas prize. Merry Canesmas to you all, and to all a Merry Canesmas. Now, let's jump into first, I'm going to do this 100 times. First touchdown scorer predictions. We need 3 of you to call in right now and try to predict who will score the first touchdown for the Carolina Panthers. I told you we're giving away stuff all day today. If you call in, we need 3 of you, and you pick the player and the quarter that the first touchdown will be scored by the Panthers. So who's going to score it and in what quarter they will score it. First touchdown. You will win a sweet prize pack that we have put together for you, but you have to call in now. Heister Automotive Group Hotline, 919-860-5326. We're looking for Panthers touchdown scorer predictions. We will be doing Canes' first goal scorer predictions later in the show, but for right now, Panthers first touchdown scorer predictions. I need a player and a quarter that you think the touchdown will be scored. If you get both right, you win a sweet prize pack. If you get just one right, you're close, and you get a little bragging rights, I guess. As the phone lines fill up here, 919-860-5326. Feel free to call in right now. Graham's working the phones. If you don't get through, if you're not one of our official contestants, feel free to run to our YouTube, 99.9 The Fan on YouTube, where we have a live stream of the show. I'll wave to everybody there. How's it going? You can run to our YouTube, and if you comment your first touchdown scorer predictions, you will not be entered to win a prize, although I wish we could give everybody a prize. No, I don't. Everybody doesn't get a trophy. But if you get it right, you still won't get a prize. But you will get bragging rights, which some people would say is more important. Right? It's a sweet prize, but some would say it's really about the love of the game. With that being said, the phone lines have filled up. Graham has done his job, so let's do ours and get our predictions from Ryan and Raleigh. Ryan, who scores the first touchdown for the Panthers and in what quarter?
Chuba in the first.
Chuba in the first. Now, do you want to give us any more details for bragging rights? Is it a run? Is it a catch? Is it a 30-yarder, a 1-yarder? What do you have for us?
It's a 1-yard dive.
1-yard dive. You know what? I'm not knocking you for it because win. I think you have like the most chalky, the most favorite. Like that's percentage-wise the smart bet.
Well, it's all about percentages, my man.
It is. I'm not knocking you for it. I'm just making an observation.
Thanks.
Ryan, stay on the line. Graham may have some info he needs to grab from you.
Sure.
All right. That means Brian in Holly Springs, you are up next. Brian, who scores the first touchdown for the Panthers and in what quarter?
Yeah, man, we're going with our quarterback. He's going to do a quarterback sneak in the first quarter.
Bryce on the QB sneak? I just got to be clear here since we're giving out prizes. When you say our quarterback, you mean Bryce Young?
Bryce Young.
All right, good. Want to make sure you weren't one of, like our quarterback is Andy Dalton. Bryce, yeah. You're locked in first. Brian, you are locked in with Bryce scoring in the first quarter. Thank you for calling in. Stay on the line. Graham may have some info he needs to grab. And our last official contestant is Dean in Rocky Mount. Dean, who scores the first touchdown for Carolina, and in what quarter do they score it?
Sorry about my phone. I got Jalen Coker in the second quarter on a 24-yard touchdown pass.
Coker in the second on a 24-yarder. How are you so confident?
Well, huge fan of Jalen Coker, and he's on my fantasy team. So.
All right, so I use that too. Sometimes for the first touchdown scorers, I'm like trying to wish it into existence. So may the football gods hear your request. Dean and Rocky Mount, we appreciate it. Stay on the line, Graham. We'll have a quick conversation with you. And those are the first three callers, so they're the official contestants in line for the prize pack if they get it right. It is Ryan, who went with Chuba in the first, Brian, who went with Bryce in the first, and Dean, who went with Jalen Coker in the first on a 24-yarder. I think that's right. I wrote down second. Did he say second?
For Coker?
Yeah.
Second.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, all right. So he thinks they'll start slow. I should have pressed him on that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Graham, do you have a first touchdown score prediction?
Man, well, this just feels like a no-huddle offense just to begin the show with how many giveaways that we're doing, so I haven't really had any time to think.
Gut instinct. You know the players. You know the roster.
Chuba is just too good. Why do I want to take a defensive player?
I like it. Go crazy. Which one now?
I know, they're kind of limited.
You're staring into the distance here. Are you waiting
they're
for
limited right now.
The universe to come up with an
Let
answer?
me go Horn, first quarter interception.
Okay. J.C. Horn in the first. If that happens, I will walk with you to buy a lottery ticket. My pick, by the way, and it's unreal how often this happens. I know I complain about it. People probably don't even think it's true. But I have it in my notes. I have Bryce Young in the first. What are the odds that two people, a caller and I, would both go with a quarterback that doesn't really run for that many touchdowns in the same quarter? I went Bryce Young in the first, and like Dean, the caller, who was going with Coker, partially because it's on his fantasy team, this is me wishing it into existence. After last week where Bryce had 4 turnovers and kind of regressed to some of the bad habits we've seen during his lows, I want him to come back with a vengeance. I want him to come back angry. I want him to play in this game with I'm going to take control of it, and if I'm down on the goal line and there's nothing there, I'll get into the end zone on my own. So I don't think it's quarterback sneak. I think it's a scramble, and I think it's a 3-yarder, but I think Bryce scores.
We got to go to the booth real quick. You said we had 2 callers that said Bryce? I thought we only had one.
Me,
okay.
The caller, so 2 people.
I just want to make sure, after further review, play stands. Apologies.
Sometimes I do go into these with I'm going to pick someone no one else picks. And when I do that, almost always somebody comes to the same conclusion that I have. Again, we got to keep it rolling. We have to get to the Dean's List, so go ahead and fire up the bell. Classes in session. The Dean's List, very simple. It is inspired or motivated by our willingness and our desire to highlight those that have earned accolades in the college sports world, right? We are in the college sports mecca here in the Triangle, where there's great college programs in a bunch of different directions from where we sit right now, within a certain radius within the state. So we highlight different players, different coaches, different newsmakers, and it's just positive. Starting with, I'll give you one, Justin Jolie, tight end, NC State. He's on the Dean's List because he's returning to NC State. A couple days ago, that was announced. I think he could be a pro. I think some smart people out there would say you should go be a pro if you can, work your way into being drafted at a certain level. But it's not always just about how can you make the most money? Sometimes it's you never get another shot at college football. Sometimes it's about, hey, my 1 year at NC State didn't go the way I wanted due to a bunch of different reasons, quarterback injuries amongst them and a few other things. Now we have our quarterback established, and I get a chance to come back and maybe achieve some of those dreams. So I am in favor of athletes doing whatever they think is best for them, and it seems like Justin Jolie is doing that. Do you have one, or should I keep rolling, Graham?
I was going to say for mine, just head coach Dave Doran, because he had his press availability yesterday, his second one ahead of the Military Bowl, and it's December 20th. NC State hasn't played a game since November 27th. It almost feels like everything they went through this past season didn't even happen. That's just that's how long it's been since the regular college football season. But credit head coach Dave Doran, 6-6 season, getting them to another bowl game, in-state rivalry matchup coming up against ECU.
I'll throw one more name at you, and it's not the bowl counterpart, but the counterpart to Dave Doran in a different way. Freddie Kitchens. He is the interim head coach for UNC. He is leading UNC into the bowl game. He has also already been announced by Bill Belichick, UNC's new coach, in his intro presser as the first hire for UNC. Freddie Kitchens will be on the staff. He's doing a good job. And you got to kind of straddle that fence of holding it down for this year's UNC football team while also being a ride or die with the new crew. Freddie's talking about it, right? He's talking about how they're going to handle the bowl game and also talking about how, if you want to play in the NFL, you should come to Notre Dame. You should come to UNC. I don't know, 1960 it might have been Notre Dame. Freddie Kitchens talking about the offensive coordinator situation, which is a tough one for UNC. This is what he had to say.
We're collectively doing it as an offensive staff, and Lonnie's kind of scripting and getting us prepared for practice each and every day.
Just to follow up on that, who do you see calling plays in the bowl game?
Yeah, I don't think we've really determined that yet. We're just trying to get better each and every day, and that really doesn't require a play caller on Thursday, a week and a half before the game.
Sounded kind of head coachman-like. But also, when you talk to him about the new coaches, he's doing a good job of making it clear that there's a new program coming in and there's going to be new priorities. Doing a good job. Freddie Kitchens, Dean's List. That's it for the Dean's List. Got to keep it rolling. Class dismissed. But we're going to stay in the college sports world because yesterday I caught up with my new podcast co-host. Casey Morsell was a starter for NC State on the perimeter during their magical run to the ACC Championship and Final Four a season ago. Now he has leveled up from that amount of excitement to co-hosting the Pack Therapy podcast during basketball season with me. Hopefully you caught a little bit of that sarcasm. But we caught up yesterday on everything going on in the ACC and ACC basketball. I want to be clear here. We don't talk as much about NC State on this upcoming conversation, but that's because if you want NC State insight from Casey Morsell, go find the pod. Pack Therapy, the podcast, new episode out today. You can catch it on YouTube, 99.9 The Fan. You can catch it wherever podcasts can be found. It is the first true all-in basketball version of Pack Therapy this year. So catch that. It's out everywhere, like I said. And catch our conversation about expanding outside NC State basketball with Casey Morsell right now, right here on 99.9 The Fan. Enjoy. The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, continuing, joined in studio by one of the key members of NC State's magical run to the Final Four ACC Championship. Last year, Casey Morsell, he is also my co-host for Pack Therapy as we transition from football season to basketball season. So check out the podcast Pack Therapy everywhere you can find your podcasts. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, all that sort of thing. Obviously, if you want NC State opinions on basketball, go to the pod. That's where you're going to find a whole bunch of them in case he's going to give you all the details. But I want to first start with just an ACC in general question for you.
Yep.
I'm going to try to do this softly, but it's going to be succinct. What the heck is going on with ACC men's basketball as far as not picking up the premier wins in the non-conference schedule that we're used to seeing?
Yeah. Man. I mean, I think the ACC is taking a major hit from the transfer portal and clicking. I mean, I think you might bring in good individuals, but the teams aren't necessarily clicking the best in terms of guys not maybe fitting into their roles or just being promised just too much. Like, it's just not clicking, and I think we saw that from the SEC-ACC challenge. So is the ACC not getting the talent out of the transfer portal, or is someone like the SEC, that conference, just doing better of assembling the talent once they get it? And that might not be an easy answer. That's a tough question. I mean, I think the talent's there. The talent's there. It's really just like the pieces clicking together. Of course, now the SEC, they have larger budgets. I mean, those teams for sure, in terms of the NIL piece side of things. But in my opinion, I don't think NIL will lead to necessarily the most success. I think on paper, early on, it may look like it from the ACC, SEC challenge, but it's just, man, like, they're just not syncing. They're just not clicking well. Like, I don't know.
Casey Morsell joining us here, former NC State guard. Like the players you played with and played against last year are the ones that are going to be making the transfer portal and NIL decisions.
Yeah.
So how much do you think, and this is, I hope I know the answer to this question, but I'm not 100% serious or 100% sure. Say there is another offer, bigger NIL money from some other school, Big Ten, SEC, Pac, whatever. Just some other school.
Yep.
The ACC has you're not getting blown out. It's not like, hey, I offered you $10 and they're offering you $10 million. But does the ACC even that out a little bit with you get to play in certain prestige or there's certain programs like, I don't know. I always wonder, like playing for a certain coach, how much NIL is that worth? Playing for a certain program, how much NIL is that worth? If you grew up a diehard State fan or a diehard UNC or Duke fan, how much is that worth as far as like, yeah, they could give me $50,000 less and I'll still go there because it's so and so. Like, does that happen at all, or is it always highest bidder?
I mean, I'll be honest. There's always a better price somewhere else. That's something that you can't like. There's always going to be a better number elsewhere.
Okay.
At the end of the day, because if some school gives you a number, there's always going to be somewhere more. But
that's interesting.
At the end of the day, like it really comes down to number one, where you could win. Because I think at the end of the day, if you win, all of that stuff takes care of itself. I mean, no matter.
And you're considering, like you, meaning the player, is considering that when making the decision.
I mean,
because like there are things.
True.
There are things from my playing career.
That's true.
It's always. If I knew then what I know now, I would have.
For sure.
Like you sitting where you're sitting. You just made a Final Four run.
Exactly.
You just won the ACC championship.
Literally, and that's what I'm speaking from.
You know what winning does to everybody's pockets.
Yeah. Because I was in that position on, okay, I could have went somewhere else before the year, just for this past season, and went and got more. Like, but it's like I loved NC State. I loved the team. I loved, like, the pieces we were bringing in. I always believed that, we could be really good. Like, it may not click at times, but at the end of the day, us winning, and not even going to the Final Four, I mean, just winning the ACC championship, like, it took care of everything. Like, it was, it all took care of itself. So,
I guess my question is,
in
the moment, do players understand that?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's 100% fair.
You can't see that deep. You can't see that deep. So, I mean, I understand why people will want to have a strong base and, early on. If I'm going to be moving to somewhere, let me be guaranteed to, be well compensated. But, I mean, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous to go somewhere just for a paycheck.
All right, Casey Morsell joining us here in studio on The Drive. Casey, I want to talk to you about your rival, UNC. They're not having the season that they expected to have. And part of the reason being, and I've had conversations with people I trust in basketball about this, is RJ Davis isn't shooting the three the way he did last season, right? It's last season he was 39.8% from three on high volume. We'll call it 40 because it's easy.
Yeah.
He's in the 20s this year. As somebody that's defended RJ Davis, as well as and as often as darn near anybody.
Yeah.
Like, do you just give him, like, are you really looking at RJ Davis and saying, like, nah, you're going to have to hit three before I treat you like a shooter again? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is with UNC is that when you lose a guy like Mondo, like, I feel like RJ, I mean, yes, he shot the ball great last time, but everyone was focused on how can we stop Mondo? Like, you know what I mean? Because he was just like a double-double machine, and we had to, like, basically had about 2-3 guys try to block him out to really get a rebound. So, RJ was like, if he wants to shoot threes, and you'll live with that. Okay, let's try to slow down Mondo. So now that it's like you lose him, let's all just put our eggs on just focusing on RJ, and it's he's getting a lot. He's shooting way more contested shots. The shots aren't as clean. They're not coming in rhythm as much. But I wouldn't leave him open and dare him to shoot. I wouldn't do that at all.
I mean, that was probably the wrong way to word it. But it's, I don't think you have to treat him the way teams treated him last year right now, which is a weird thing to say because he was, he's the Jerry West Award winner. The accolades were there. Going around the ACC, the other team everybody wants to talk about, it's in the Triangle, Duke, and right now there's a lot of pressure on a handful of guys there. But one of the just basketball nerd things that I've really liked is Isaiah Evans off the bench. He's just a young freshman that comes in shooting. How much is that like? There's obviously something that is keeping him from playing bigger minutes. I assume the coach it's a defensive, responsibilities
Most
thing,
likely.
or it's a fouls. I don't know what it is. He hasn't gotten in foul trouble, but
most
whatever it
likely.
is, he hasn't there. At what point do you just say, like, this guy's capable of putting up, 12 points in 3 minutes? We have to have him out there, and we'll figure out the defense another time.
When you start losing.
Okay.
Yeah, when you start losing games, then coaches go with, what makes sense. Like, right now it's just like, let's try to, be disciplined, show him the culture. But he's clearly good enough to play. I mean, the defensive stuff, it really takes time to kind of figure itself out. I mean, I think based off of the way it looks like, that's where he, tends to struggle. But if you can hoop, like, it'll all take care of itself at the end of the day.
As an elite defender, then this will be the last question for you. And I'm calling him the elite defender. He didn't say it himself, but he probably thinks it. Do you actually last year you guys didn't play a ton of freshmen.
We did not.
That might be part of it, but is there something you do or a bunch of things you do as the veteran that gets it to help out the young guys that maybe don't get the defensive assignment thing as much? Because in high school you just we're bigger, taller, faster, stronger, and who cares if they beat you? You're going to recover and pin it off the glass anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's important. Actually, last year our NC State team, we actually started Dennis Parker a good amount of games.
But then he disappeared for a while. And there were some, I think, illnesses.
He got sick, so we couldn't play him towards the end of the season. But it was important to kind of get him to fit in, and we knew that like teams wouldn't pay much attention to him, and he was ready for that. Like, it was good because he was ready. Like, when teams left him open.
That's on offense. On defense, how do you get a freshman up to speed?
Well, it's big when you can come in and already know how to guard one-on-one, right? Like, I mean, knowing one-on-one. I think a lot of freshmen mess up more so with like rotations and different types of defensive. You're changing calls on the defensive end. I feel like that's where they mess up. It's not really more so one-on-one. I mean, if you I feel like that might be where some players struggle. But like it's really so it's important just to. It's no real way. I mean, there's conversations, but it just takes time and honestly just getting your ass kicked every day in practice. Really. That's
called the hard way. Casey, we appreciate you for stopping by. Everybody, check out Pack Therapy, the podcast, new episode. It should either be out now or coming out very, very soon. So check it out. Casey and I co-host, and there'll be more where that came from. Casey, appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Tim.
Once again, Casey Morsell, NC State guard from a season ago, my co-host. And that episode is out now. Pack Therapy everywhere podcasts can be found, including our YouTube, 99.9 The Fan on YouTube. We have a ton more to give away. We have gifts. We have prizes. We have so much excitement on a Friday. And we have Panthers football. Football at 4 coming up next. Stick around.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Blank check for a coach or a manager. Smalls, where are you going?
I'm going to go in the NFL, and I'm going to go with someone that I think could probably coach in any sport. But if I know that I'm going to give you a blank check, and that means that you can write your future and stay with me forever, because that's basically what we're doing in this hypothetical here, is it not, Mike Tomlin?
Unsportsmanlike. Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
99.9 The Fan, Carolina Ale House, and me, Victoria Votenecker, want to get you to a Canes game. Join me this Friday night at the Carolina Ale House in Briar Creek from 7 to 9. Sign up for your shot to grab a pair of tickets to the January 5th Canes-Penguins game. I guarantee 30 people will be able to get into the game on us once the night is done. While you're there, grab a drink. They have specials every day of the week. Win, you gotta come hang out with me, so set the reminder. Carolina Ale House at Briar Creek Friday night with me and 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Every Friday night, FanDuel is giving all customers a bigger payout on select NBA first bets. First is in quotation marks there. First bets lets you get in on the action from the opening tip, so you can bet on stuff like who's going to score the first basket, what type of basket will it be, what team will be the first to 15 points, and so much more. And the best thing is you don't have to stick around for the end of the game. You could be done in like 10 minutes and then go to the club. I don't know if you're going to the club. I don't go to the club. Look for Friday First in the FanDuel app to find your profit boost. Go to FanDuel.com/AdamGold and claim your Friday First profit boost right now. FanDuel.com/AdamGold. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Max wager amount applies. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Fruitcake! You shouldn't have. Wow, a candle.
Spread joy, not junk, with the Autobell Car Wash Holiday Sale. Visit Autobell to buy one Super Poly Process Wash and get one 40% off.
Who can tell when you Autobell?
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Mostly cloudy skies for this afternoon. A few isolated showers, but what we see today will be fairly light, less than 1/10 of an inch. We'll see a high of 51. Overnight tonight, 34 under cloudy skies, but we clear for tomorrow. It'll be a pretty weekend, but cold. Tomorrow's high 48, but Sunday only 40 degrees.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 499 points at 42,841.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As we get ready to talk a little Panthers football here for you, taking on the Cardinals on Sunday. I want to remind you, 99.9 The Fan, Carolina Ale House, Victoria Votenecker, who produces the Adam Gold Show immediately before this one every weekday. They want you to get to a Canes game. Join Victoria tonight this Friday, which is tonight, at the Carolina Ale House at Briar Creek from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So if you're heading that way or you're going to be out that way, make sure stop by Carolina Ale House in Briar Creek. All you have to do is show up, sign up, all very easy. Once you get there, you don't need explanations or instructions. And you'll have a shot to grab a pair of tickets to the January 5th Canes game where they host the Penguins. We guarantee 20 people will be able to take a friend. So 20 people will win a pair of tickets to that January 5th Canes-Penguins game by the end of the night. So it's 7 to 9 p.m. tonight. Canes tickets are up for grabs. While you're there, grab a drink. Ale House has specials every day of the week. Must be present to win. Be out there 7 to 9 p.m. tonight with Victoria and 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader. Now it's time for Football at 4. Panthers versus Cardinals Sunday. I'm a broken record coming to the Panthers. We could record this, change, like an answering machine. The Panthers are playing the Cardinals, and they need to pay attention to the young guys. That's it. It's progress from the young players. I don't really believe in this, but I kind of believe in this. I don't care if they win or not. If you learn something good about your young players every week, if your players get better, the experience is valued. If they learn from their mistakes every week, the players that you expect to be around for the longevity of this rebuild, if they get better every week, that is a win. Maybe even more so than an actual win. So much of it comes back to Bryce, but it's not just him. It's Bryce. We had a caller call in earlier to talk about Jalen Coker. It's Jalen Coker. It's J.C. Horn. Is he more information gained on whether you need to break the bank to pay him or if you're going to go another route? Is there anything you can learn about Jatavian Sanders? Xavier Legette obviously out with an injury, but what do you learn about him as a pass catcher? There are so many young guys on this team that you want to learn about. How much did Bryce Young learn from his early struggles this year? We get to find that out this weekend, right? Because Bryce did turn his season around. Give him credit, right? The first 2 games, like multiple bad adjectives. Horrendiferous. Like just horror awful. Just terrible, right? Then he was benched. Then there was a month off. Then he came back and he was much better. What did he learn during that? Because every time you play bad in the NFL, you can't take a month off. You can't. As much as some people would love to, right? And that's in every industry. Hey, we got the big presentation coming up. We're going to close the sale. If you don't close the sale, I'm taking a month vacation. You can't do that. You have to be able to dust yourself off, get back on the right train, making sales the next day. So what did Bryce Young from that situation learn? And can he apply it faster? Can he go from 4 turnovers a week ago against the Cowboys, a game where you were favored by the sports books for the first time in years, you lost it going away. Can you come back 1 week later and play better, turn your season around? Or did you not learn enough, and you're going to have to go through the whole process over again of, all right, well, let's play bad for a while, let's get benched, and maybe you come back, maybe the starter gets hurt, you get another opportunity. That's not realistic. Can he right the ship in a week rather than a month? If Bryce Young plays really well and you lose the game because Kyler goes nuts, because Marvin Harrison Jr. remembers what kind of prospect he was and just mosses everybody. If that happens, but Bryce plays really well, that's a win, maybe more than an actual win. Because you know that your quarterback is developing the traits, the skills mentally necessary to be a quarterback in the NFL for a long time. Jalen Coker, let's talk about him. Jalen Coker, undrafted rookie free agent, is one of the 10 best rookie receivers this year, right? And that's a loosely thrown out. Like, I didn't go through all the rookies and rank them. But it feels like he's a top 10 rookie wide receiver this year. How can he keep earning targets? Sometimes I do think, even when he's out there playing high snap percentages, sometimes I think he gets lost, right? Because when you need a completion, especially when Xavier Legette is healthy, which he's not right now, But when you need a completion, you look for Adam Thielen. When you want to try something crazy or get the big play, you go to Xavier Legette. Right? If there's a play action, you might be looking towards a tight end. Jalen Coker needs to continue carving out his role. And last week I felt like he was being forgotten until he caught an 80-yard touchdown in a very specific situation at the end of the half. I want to see him keep carving out his role. If he makes 5, 10 catches, that's a lot. That's a big gap. 5, 6, 7 catches for 70-plus yards, that's huge. Maybe more so than an actual win. Can the defense fight back against adversity and injury? Because, I mean, let's be real. The Cards are stacked. See what I did there? The Cards playing against Arizona. The Cards are stacked against the Panthers' defense. They have a bunch of injuries. Some of their best players are banged up. Some of their most dynamic players are either not playing at 100% or not available at all. Some haven't been available for most of the season. But what was the number one thing talked about when Dave Canales and Dan Morgan took over the team? Culture, right? We want dogs. We want guys that fight. We want to change the way this locker room operates. If that's happening, then you know, you don't feel sorry for yourself in this situation. You go out and you play well anyway. If you haven't yet, go listen to the Dan Campbell speech about the Lions dealing with their injuries. I'm not going to do a Dan Campbell impression because it always ends up just talking about hunks and kneecaps. But the Lions have been absolutely crushed with injuries, and he basically gives his team no excuses. We're going to put the best 11 guys we have available out there, and we're going to play well. And if so-and-so gets hurt, we're going to replace him with someone else, and we're going to play well. I think that the Cardinals are a good team to have that attitude against. They want to run the ball. I know Kyler, running around and throwing it off balance is what the highlights are, but Arizona wants to run the ball and they want to find the tight end. It's Kyler Murray, but it's really James Conner and it's Trey McBride. That's their tight end who has 1 billion catches and no touchdown catches. It is run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, tight end sliding out to the flat. And if you're a team that maybe is banged up on defense and you're going to try to get through it with energy and effort, stop the run, man. Be more physical. Shed the block. Knock his head off. Dave Canales is not Dan Campbell. I kind of want him to be a little Dan Campbell-y this week. I'm not sure the Dan Campbell shtick works everywhere. It fits perfectly with Detroit. It fits perfectly with that team. Right? Jared Goff being cast off from L.A. and moving to Detroit, that's perfect for Dan Campbell's whole shtick. I'm not sure that works everywhere. I'm not sure it works all the time either. I think Dave Canales could play some of it this week. You got hit in the face. Yeah, your quarterback turned it over 4 times last week. Yeah, our running game's not working. Yeah. I don't care. Nobody cares. Work harder. Find a way. And from an X's and O's standpoint, protect Bryce. Brad Idzik, the offensive coordinator, spoke to the media this week, and he talked about just that, improving the pass blocking and protecting Bryce Young.
We all take onus in timing and rhythm of the pass game, I think, is a huge thing. Trying to marry up what we're asking the O-linemen to do, where their help's coming from, and when they do have help, and then when we're asking the receivers to have their eyes for the ball, and Bryce to be ready to deal with it, to deal it out quicker, or some of these you're going to have to hold on for a little bit longer. So I think it's all of us as a unit understanding, like, hey, there's a couple concepts that we're going to ask you to hold on to the ball when you have a good pass rush group like Dallas last week. Like these guys are very exotic in their pressure group this week. They're just going to be certain instances when we need, to be on the same page of looking quicker and then, asking the O-line to hold up.
I'm not worried about the offensive line. Not to say they played well last week. They didn't. But they're talented. They're highly paid. They've been playing well all year. A bad game is a bad game. I'm not worried about it. If they play better, it would make it easier on Bryce, though, which I am worried about. So it's all connected. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have, and I hate to say this, but let's not cry because it's over. Let's smile because it happened. We have our last Canes Miss gift to give away, and we're going to go to caller number 9 on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. Canes Miss presented by Hardee's. We've been doing 5 days of Canes Miss And today is the last day, and today is our last giveaway right now. It's presented by Hardee's, where their famous cinnamon raisin biscuits are back for a limited time and served all day, all season long. We are celebrating our connection with the hometown hockey team by giving away stuff all week long, and today is Friday. It's our second giveaway of a Friday. It's the last one. We need you to call in. We want somebody that is a Canes fanatic, a Caniac, if you will, to be caller number 9 right now, 919-860-5326, Heister Automotive Group hotline, 919-860-5326. Call in now. Our final Canesmas celebration next.
Tonight's forecast calls for Hurricanes hockey.
Stahl powers one out front. The score! And this line is delivering the presents around Christmas.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Aho sends it across. Robinson back to Aho. They score! Roll the highlight reel, Sebastian Aho. Merry Christmas!
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And you know, we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
Are you looking for the perfect holiday gift? Did you know that Bailey's has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for our designer jewelry, fine diamonds, and luxury watches, but we also have a vast selection of beautiful jewelry and gifts under $500. You can make a piece of our Bailey's collection yours this Christmas. Add a little sparkle with the popular Icon Collection tiny diamond hoops in either white, rose, or yellow gold for $395. For only $250, check out our beautiful Sterling Collection Diamonds by the Yard bracelet, or select one of our Bailey's perfect layering necklaces. For $325, our Gold Mark Station necklace, or for only $275, our Icon Puffed Heart pendant. We're celebrating over 75 years of making holiday gifting easy. You can shop online at baileybox.com, or we invite you to visit one of our locations in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville to see why every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
Mitchell Heating and Cooling. We do the job right every time.
Mitchell Heating and Cooling is celebrating 51 years of trusted service. And to celebrate, get a furnace tune-up for just $51. That's peace of mind heating for only $51. Visit MitchellHVAC.com. Mitchell Heating and Cooling. Quality products and services on time from a family you trust. It's hard to stop a train.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Welcome to the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club Aromatherapy Room. Our first scent is the essence of this month's scratch-offs.
I'm getting notes of anticipation mingled with cold hard cash.
Anyone else?
Oh, is that tilapia?
Sorry, that's my lunch. New Diamond 10X and Lotteria are here. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.99 to 4.23. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As promised, we have our final Canes Miss giveaway. Canes Miss this entire week has been presented by Hardee's, and we have celebrated our connection with our hometown hockey team during the holidays by giving you free stuff. We started with a list of prizes that included $50 gift cards to the Canes team store, the Eye, mini Zambonis, 3-piece Canes grilling sets, Canes backpacks, Tervis tumblers. It was a really, really sweet prize list, gift list. We are down to one. I have my Santa hat here, which has held the slips of paper with the prizes on them all week. And Everett in Raleigh is the caller number 9 on the Heister Automotive Group hotline that gets our final prize. Everett, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, unless you've been doing a whole bunch of taking notes, you don't know what's in this Santa hat, right?
I do not.
All right. Then in that case, I will pull out the one final slip of paper, and you are the winner of, or the gift recipient of, a Canes 3-piece grilling set. Congratulations.
All right.
Happy Canesmas to you.
You as well, sir.
There you go. We appreciate it. It's been fun. Go ahead and stay on the line. Graham may or may not need to get some info from you. Not sure what conversations you've had. But that is the end of Canesmas, everybody. 5 days of Canesmas presented by Hardee's. It's been a fun one. We've done 2 giveaways every day this week, and I have a feeling this will be back next year. So if you didn't win this year, feel free to remember and call back in next year. And don't forget that Hardee's has their famous cinnamon raisin biscuits back for a limited time, served all day, all season long. Unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. Again, we're not going to cry because it's over. We're going to smile because it happened. Ladder challenge time. Let's just make a quick, blunt transition to our next segment here. Ladder challenge. Graham, I lead you 1-0 in ladder challenges.
You do.
That we've been doing this month. We've kind of gone off script here. Ladder challenge used to be a month-long competition, but there's so much moving and shaking with schedules that we've limited it to one-day competitions. I lead Graham 1-0. On days where we've gone against each other. I'm losing to Dennis, but we don't got to talk about that. It's very
so that's
simple.
why you bring me in.
It's a very simple. Yeah, I need a get-back game. I scheduled an FCS opponent in the middle of the season.
Ouch.
Joking. Ladder challenge is very simple in the new format. You get 3 $10 bets. And they all have to run between now and the next show, and whoever makes the most money, whoever ends up with the most money, is the winner. Graham, do you have your bets ready?
I am. I'm rider to your NC State in basketball. Sorry. Yes, I have my bets ready. The first one I'm going to go to is the rink. Hockey Night in Carolina, Hurricanes versus Capitals. Of course, I got to take a Hurricanes bet. Let's go Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Anytime assist plus 285. Has hit in 3 of his last 4 games against the Capitals specifically. So Jesperi Kotkaniemi, anytime assist plus 285 for my first bet.
I am all in on NFL. I'm a nerd that kind of tracks my picks and my gambling and everything else, and my winning percentage is significantly higher in the NFL than in any other sport. So I'm going to make them all NFL. I'm rolling with Mark Andrews as an anytime touchdown scorer versus Pittsburgh. This is a game tomorrow during an awesome day, top to bottom of football. Lamar's getting everyone a touchdown. He's playing great. There is a little thing with the MVP race where some people gave it to Josh Allen right away, or not right away, but like kind of ended the race last week. Lamar has a lot of primetime, lot of big national games coming up, and I think he's going to try to make some waves there. And if that happens, Mark Andrews will catch a touchdown. It is plus 195, so it's $10 to bring back $29.50. Graham, what do you got?
I'm all about the NFL as well. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans versus Kansas City Chiefs game tomorrow afternoon. And the veteran running back, show me that you still got some gas left in the tank. Let's go Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown score, plus 310. Has also hit in 2 of his last 2 games against the Texans, specifically, my whole theory on this is that Patrick Mahomes, he is playing tomorrow despite the ankle injury, but I feel like they're not going to have to. I don't feel like you want to rely on Patrick Mahomes to do Patrick Mahomes things, especially scrambling out of the pocket. I don't know how this is going to impact his passing game as much, so I'm hoping he's just going to hand the ball off a lot, and hopefully Kareem Hunt will get it inside the red zone and score a touchdown for me, plus 310.
Pacheco is back, but he's not been good since he came back, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hunt gets some goal line carries. I don't necessarily hate that bet. I'm sure you're getting longer odds on Hunt than you would on Pacheco. Mine is also a running back. I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs of the Lions, 150 plus, so 150 or more rushing plus receiving yards versus Chicago. It's plus 170. David Montgomery is hurt. This is like a very I'm not even going to pretend it's not. It's very like newbie bet. Like this is just the most surface level. But sometimes, the best bets are hidden right under your nose. Montgomery is hurt. The Bears stink. The Lions offense is awesome. I really, really like the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get the ball every which way, partially because injuries have happened elsewhere. It's plus 170, so $10 will bring back $27. And when that happens, I'll be very excited. Graham, what's your third and final pick?
Wow, we're in the same field house as far as our third and final pick.
I've got one more.
You got one more.
So my second pick and your third pick are close.
My final pick, is close. You said it was a noob bet, that last one you just did, chalk bet. Mine might be a chalk bet as well. This comes in the Eagles versus Commanders game. Quarterback for the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. Let's go over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's scored at least 2 passing touchdowns in their last 3 games. So over 1.5 passing touchdowns at plus 168 for my third and final bet.
Love it. My last one, CeeDee Lamb, anytime touchdown scorer versus Tampa. This hit for me last week against Carolina. CD, and if we just watched it he is the pop in that Dallas offense. Sure, Rico Dowdle, the running back, has been piling up some stats, but CD is the pop. He's the electricity. He's the straw that stirs the drink. They're going to force him the ball. I always look at what teams do in their first 15 plays because those are usually scripted ahead of time when you have a lot of time to think about it. And the Cowboys almost always have 5 targets for CD in the first 15 plays. I don't love Tampa in this spot. So CD, anytime touchdown score, it's plus 145. That'll be $10 to bring back $24.50. So they're all kind of in that same, all mine are kind of in that same range of odds. Graham, good luck to you.
Best of luck. May the odds ever be in your favor.
Well, in my favor, not your favor.
Yes.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. No, I'm just making sure I know which one I'm rooting for. Speaking of odds, speaking of predictions, in about 10 minutes, a little less, 9 minutes, we will be taking Canes' first goal scorer predictions. So who will score the first goal for the Canes tonight against the Caps? Start thinking about it now. We'll open up the phone lines in about 9 minutes. And if one of our 3 callers that get a chance to make their prediction on air get it right, they will win the ultimate sim racing experience at Apex Racing Lab.
Another giveaway.
This one's not a giveaway. You got to earn this.
Oh, you got to earn this. But still, a prize. A prize is involved. We're just in the festive spirit around here.
A ton of stuff. It's better to give than to receive. But also for listeners, just receive. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. First goal score predictions coming up in a little bit here. I want to quickly run through the college basketball we have this weekend. UNC, UCLA, Madison Square Garden. Hoo boy.
Must-win game for the Hills.
I'm actually going to agree with you. This is I think the earliest I've ever said it for a college basketball team, especially for one of this level. Like, it's UNC. It's not, some scrub. Saturday's a must-win game for UNC. They have to beat UCLA to have a chance. I mean, I would say a chance at playing at the second weekend of the NCAA tournament, maybe to play in the NCAA tournament at all. The ACC isn't helping you this year.
No,
you don't get your big wins in the non-conference schedule. There's not going to be a ton available for you in your conference schedule. Obviously Duke, but you're going to need more than that. They'd have to be essentially flawless in conference play to make the NCAA tournament at all if they lose to UCLA. How do they win? Shoot better and run. If you're going to be undersized, you have to shoot the 3 well and you have to run.
And if it's not working for RJ Davis and you want to take the weight of the world off his shoulders, let Ian Jackson cook again like he did this past week.
I'm big on Ian Jackson. Ian Jackson and Drake Powell, I think, need to be featured more. I've said that enough that our often listeners who are MVPs are probably a little tired of it. But yes, give it to the freshman.
I was going to say I'll take it a step further for you, Tim, and I will say this: Ian Jackson, the second coming of Kobe White.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's Graham Hill. If you want to react to it, what's your Twitter?
At Graham Hill 98.
Graham Hill 98. Go ahead and send your reactions there. Duke. Speaking of number 5, Duke playing at Georgia Tech on Saturday. Duke has passed a lot of tests this year. They're in the top 5 in the country, but there's still a lot of tests left to go. Right? They're young. They have not passed. Coming into the year, they were unproven, even though they were highly ranked recruits. ACC play is a different test.
Now, I will say, as it stands right now for the 5th-ranked Blue Devils, the analogy or the picture that I'm going to use, you may have seen this picture on Twitter. It's famously used. The Duke Blue Devils right now are the Lamborghini that's parked beside the trailer park in college basketball right now, ACC-wise at least.
But I'll throw this out there. Everybody else feels that. Like Damon Stoudemire, the coach of Georgia Tech, is a smooth operator, but he is a dog, right? Back from his playing days, and they can sense when it's like, oh, Duke, everybody loves Duke. No, but the ACC stinks outside of Duke. And because of that, you're going to get a dog's mentality from every team you play. Last year, the first ACC game of the year for Duke was a loss to Georgia Tech.
Yep.
So Damon Stoudemire, their coach, and Bayan Dongo and a few others, they know how to get themselves up for a big game against a team like this.
Blue Devils actually haven't won their first 3 true road games since 2020. So they'll look to break that tomorrow against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets down in Atlanta.
It was, Arizona, then it was Louisville, and now it's Georgia Tech?
Correct.
They're also 9-2 and have only played 2 true road games. So road games are a test they haven't exactly passed yet. And if there's one basketball test I still think they need to pass, I'm just at some point in time Cooper Flagg's going to get in foul trouble early, or something's going to happen where they have to get going without him being the focal point. They depend on that guy a ton.
Yeah, you saw glimpses of that in the second half against that Louisville game. But what's going to happen when it's like 2 quick fouls in the first 10 minutes of a game?
And Con Knipple hasn't been shooting well, and that would be one thing I would expect you would go to if Cooper Flagg is unavailable for a period of time. Isaiah Evans, I think, needs to be trusted more, or someone else, Tyrese Proctor, Common Malawash, somebody else would have to step up and show some offensive firepower. I do think their defense is taken care of. They're really good defensively. Let's get to NC State versus Rider. This is a Sunday game. The other two both on Saturday. I loved the conversation that I had on the podcast, Pack Therapy, with Casey Morsell, who was a point guard for NC State last year, shooting guard, combo guard, whatever you want to call him. NC State needs to use Rider to build trust. Dontrez Styles, Kinston native, Jaden Taylor, and Marcus Hill have to trust that they will get their shots and the rest of the team will take care of them. And it was interesting to hear it from a guard that was in that role for this team recently, talking about, they're scorers. That's how they're wired. They're like, get buckets. Marcus Hill was 20 points per game at Bowling Green. Dontrez Styles, going back to his days in high school, as a scorer. Jaden Taylor was scoring off the bench. There is a certain level of a scorer going, I'm going to get mine. And then there's a certain level of a scorer going, I trust my distributors to get me mine, right? Like, I don't have to be the one to go out and force the issue for me, right? The guys that are wired to score can't get antsy, can't start pressing. Michael O'Connell, I got you. Trust me. I may get him going first, right? I may get the ball to Jaden Taylor, 5 possessions early on, but Dontrez, I'm going to get you later, and you're going to have plenty of opportunities. And then once the defense is tired, boom, I'm coming to you, Marcus Hill. And like, that feel is something that they haven't developed yet.
In that Kansas game when they went down 15-0, just like that, it sort of felt like we were seeing that, wasn't it? As far as anytime Dontrez Styles got the ball in the corner, rather than trying to look for an extra pass, threw it right up. Jaden Taylor taking it right to the rim when he could have maybe dished it out one last time. Same thing with Marcus Hill. So, yeah, build trust around your teammates as far as knowing you're going to get yours, but try to get other guys going first.
Exactly, because then it's hard, right? Because with the transfer portal, you met this guy like, 2.5 months ago. Now you're expected to trust him with your production at the thing you care about most. I put my 10,000 hours into being a scorer, and now I'm supposed to just trust this guy to take good shots when it's for him and set me up for good. Like, it takes time, and they're not there yet. Again, talking with Morsell from last year, they figured it out. They got that trust like at the last possible second, and then they went on that magical run. It would be really nice for Kevin Keats and everybody else if they didn't wait until the first game of the ACC tournament to figure it out. And Ryder is an opportunity for that, right? Like, you know, it's one thing on a nationally televised ACC game with, you know, the big broadcast crew to go like, you know what, I'm going to be patient here. It's another thing to do it against Ryder and be like, I'm going to be patient here. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how it goes. And then the other side is once you are trusted, you have to reward that trust, right? If they all look at Middlebrooks and O'Connell and Breon Pass and Dennis Parker Jr. and say, okay, I'm not going to press for my own shot, then the rest of them have to, you know, maybe rebound and kick out, maybe drive and kick, maybe pass up a good shot for a great shot from one of them, and then it becomes the self-fulfilling prophecy. I trust you. You honor why I trusted you. I trust you more. I set you up more, and back and back and back and back until you're, you know, playing like you've been playing your entire life.
Right, because you don't want to run into a situation in conference play, and right now with the ACC, it seems like it's going to be an all-out, you know, fight in every game where it comes down to a final possession. Coach Keats doesn't call the timeout, and you're selfishly taking a shot because right now, being the stat maniac that I am, Tim, Ken Palm right now has NC State's 16 conference games projected to be one-possession games or less.
Wow, all of them?
All of them.
That's crazy. Well, then, yeah, get ready to execute down the stretch. That's from Ken Pomeroy. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for our Canes first goal scorer predictions. We need 3 official contestants to call in right now and predict who will score the first goal for the Canes and in what period they will score it. 919-860-5326. 3 official contestants. Call in now, or everyone call in now. We'll pick 3 official contestants. 919-860-5326 with a player on the Canes and the period that the first goal scorer or the first goal will be scored. Name, first, second, or third period. The winner, if you do get it right, receives an ultimate sim racing experience from Apex Racing Lab. Rev up your engines at Apex Racing Lab, the Triangle's largest sim racing destination. Experience the ultimate thrill with 20 cutting-edge simulators, expert instructors, and world-class virtual tracks. Located in Carey's McGregor Village in Greater Raleigh, visit Apex Racing Lab today and unleash your racing passion. Learn more at apexracinglab.com. Once again, that is apexracinglab.com. Heastra Automotive Group hotline is open. It is filling up, but you can still call in, 919-860-5326. Graham will get you set up and in line to make your predictions. This is a big game for the Canes. I talked about it earlier. I want to emphasize it one more time. This is a divisional game. This is against a team that has been playing well, both with and without Ovechkin this year. And it's a road game, and it's coming off of one of the best performances of the season by Pyotr Kochetkov. There's a lot you want to build off of, but you know, there's always the but. Things have gone sideways for him a few times in the past couple of weeks, so I'm looking for a big performance from the Canes. All right, the lines are filled up. We'll go ahead and go with our first caller, Jim in Hillsboro. Jim, who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
Well, Mary Canesmith.
Mary Canesmith, thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go with Aho on the power play in the first period.
Aho on the power play. Now, this is a popular pick, obviously, but why Aho? Why the power play? Give us some motivation.
Well, I think he is in a groove right now, and you know, your big stars got to be your big stars for a big game like tonight.
You are darn right, Jim. Thank you very much. Stay on the line. Graham will grab some info from you. Chaz in Hillsboro. Hillsboro, heavily represented here. Chaz in Hillsboro, who scores the first goal and in what period?
I'm going to say Jarvie in the first.
Jarvie in the first. What makes you say that?
I just feel like he's due for one in the first.
I love it. Everybody's going with their instincts, their guts today. Chaz, appreciate it. Stay on the line, and Graham will chat with you for a bit. And Stephen Clayton. Steve, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. Happy Canesmas to you. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
Happy Canesmas to you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with Natchez in the first, right after a power play.
Right after a power play.
We're gonna get stiffed on the power play, and then Natchez isn't happy about that. Put one in the back.
I actually love that as a pick. I don't know if we've ever had someone say right after the power play. Steve, appreciate it. Great pick. Stay on the line. Graham will grab some info from you. I'll tell you right now, we have people playing the odds today. Aho, Jarvie, and Natchez. I mean, if you're talking goal scorers based on how they've been playing and stuff, name recognition, these are they're not exactly off the beaten path. If you catch what I'm saying here, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. My pick, and we'll get to Graham's in a second once he's done gathering that info. My pick for the first goal scorer for the Canes today, Dmitry Orlov in the first. He is back in Washington. We know what happened last time. I think he's going to be looking to go coast to coast. He's going to try to do some, the train is on the tracks and we're barreling forward. Dmitry Orlov always seems, or at least he did last time, seems to have a little bit extra juice when he's playing his old team, some of his old teammates. So give me Orlov in the first. I don't care if it's lucky. I don't care if it's low percentage. I think he walks out of there with the first goal scored. So give me Dmitry Orlov in the first period.
Well, first of all, just for a what we call this, a feel-good prediction, just because, sorry to Robert and Raleigh asking if we had gotten our three callers. He says Tyson Jost, just for a complimentary pick, just because the other night when the Hurricanes beat the Islanders 4-0, Tyson Jost scored. So he feels like when the Hurricanes get going, the production starts to carry down into some of those, second, third line guys, which makes me want to say, by the way, thank you to Robert and Raleigh for calling in. If you win, I'll get your info, and I'll go with you to buy a lottery ticket. I'm going to say Jesperi Kotkaniemi, just because
you're big on Kotkaniemi today.
Well, one, he's one of my guys I took for my ladder challenge, so that would just help me. But also, with Jack Drury out for still this extended period of time, I feel like somebody's got to pick up the production on his line. Why not it be Jesperi Kotkaniemi? We've kind of seen him start to pick up on the physicality factor, net front presence. So why not just be due for a goal and get it tonight against the Washington Capitals? But I do like your Dmitry Orlov pick, as we mentioned. 2 goals in the last time the Hurricanes played the Capitals. I love me a good revenge game.
So do I.
I feel like
I love a narrative.
I feel like they left on good terms. But I'll take Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and I'll go first period.
I don't hate the Kotkaniemi pick. I think there's, like you said, more opportunities with Drury out. Sometimes I think that you want to, like a revenge game, when it's ugly, sometimes I think it's almost too much. When it's like an amicable, you leave on good terms, it's like more good-natured. I want to score against them, right? It's more I'm gonna play loose. I love those guys, but you want to beat your friends more than you want to. You're gonna hear about it if you lose to your friends way more than you're gonna hear about it if you lose to your enemies. You never talk to your enemies. You're in a group chat with your friends. You know what I mean? So I think Orlov's gonna be hunting today for a goal, which is why he's my pick for first goal scorer. As always, even if you weren't one of the 3 official contestants, you can still make a prediction. You can do so in our YouTube comments, 99.9 The Fan on our live stream. If you get it right, ask for your just due, and we'll give you some bragging rights. We'll give you some boasting on air. But again, you have to get it right. Speaking of getting it right, we have real bold predictions coming up next. I'm going to try to get it right with some sauce, some extra panache on my predictions, and Graham will judge if they're bold enough. Coming up next.
John Heister is playing Santa with the Wrap Up the Year sales event at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. Now is the time to wrap up a big, beautiful present for yourself for 20% off. Ho, ho, ho! Put yourself in the driver's seat of any new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn for 20% off right now at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. See dealer for all the details. You've been good this year, so get off your keister and get to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. For some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. We've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Introducing a product that redefines living well.
Luxury.
Designed to satisfy your wildest desires.
Extravagance.
Overflowing with suspense, dripping with wealth.
Fortune.
The $8 million moneymaker from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With prizes that start at $100 and go up to $8 million. Every win's a big win.
Whisper.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.14. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
Creighton Blackwell here from Coastal Credit Union and 99.9 The Fan. We are here at Broughton High School, and we're here to celebrate the next Scholar Athlete, Rachel Lambert.
Rachel is a hard worker and she's dedicated. She is a big impact in my life, both on and off the mat. She's a super selfless person and a great all-around athlete because she pushes herself every day to be the best, and she's always trying each practice to improve.
Rachel is the quintessential scholar athlete. She's so passionate about her academics, and she's also just as passionate about her athletics.
Winning this award means a lot to me. I'm really excited to be able to represent both my team and Broughton and recognize all of my teammates' hard work.
Your coaches talk about how you're a leader both on and off the mat, and you still make time to excel in school. How do you balance this life with school and sports?
My parents, my coach, and my teammates are always supporting me and pushing me to be the best I can be in both school and in cheer.
You're very involved in serving your community, like your mission trips and things like that. What impact does this kind of work have in other aspects of your life?
I've learned many valuable life lessons from my work in the community that I'm able to apply to cheer, school, and hopefully I'll be able to apply it in the future as well.
Congratulations, Rachel.
For over 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, text AWARD to 919-860-5326.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. Not available in Washington State.
Pinch me, because Lobster's back at Carolina Ale House. This fan favorite's only available through the end of the year, so head for your closest Carolina Ale House and load up on lobster. Enjoy your favorites or try something new like lobster seafood scampi, surf and turf, grouper fingers, and more. And as long as you're treating yourself, go all out with dessert too. Top off your lobster meal with a nice warm brookie with ice cream on top. Visit any Carolina Ale House in the Triangle and treat yourself. #AleYeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tonight, I need to keep reminding you, 99.9 The Fan, Carolina Ale House, Victoria Vodenecker, and The Drive want you to go to a Canes game. Victoria, who produces the Adam Gold Show, will be out at the Carolina Ale House in Briar Creek from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight. So we're looking at 2 hours and 15 minutes from now is when it starts, 7 to 9 p.m. All you have to do is show up, sign up, little slip of paper, very easy to do, and then you'll be entered for a shot to win a pair of tickets to the January 5th Canes Penguins game. Now, I want to be clear. You're not putting a slip of paper in and you're entered to win one pair. The most you can win is one pair, but there are 20 pairs to give away, so you can do some math on how many people would fit inside like a Carolina Ale House in Briar Creek and how many people could sign up, and 20 is a pretty high percentage. There's a good chance you show up, you bring a bunch of people, you all sign up, you all put your slip of paper in, you can win a pair of tickets to a Canes game, January 5th, when the Penguins are in town. So just take that into your math equation. While you're there, grab a drink. They have specials every day of the week at Carolina Ale House. You do have to be present to win, so expect to be there from when you get there through 9 o'clock. Set the reminder. 7 o'clock tonight, Carolina Ale House, Briar Creek, with Victoria and 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle's sports leader. Now let's fire up some real bold predictions. Now you may say, real bold predictions? What's real about them? These are the only bold predictions in sports media that are certified and authenticated. We are the only place that has a checks and balances system to make sure our bold predictions are bold. It is not possible to sneak by, right? Normally, other sports media shows, podcasts, radio shows, television shows, they do bold predictions, and then they go, whoa, that's bold, and if they get it right, they celebrate. But there's nothing guaranteeing they're bold. Oh, I guarantee you Chuba Hubbard's going to have 30 rushing yards. Bold. Oh, bold. No, it's not bold. He does that every week, and a lot more than that most weeks. So we have what we've installed as the not bold enough buzzer. There it is. And the normally it's a bold enough bell, but when Graham's here, it comes to a bold enough horn. So basically what happens is I make a prediction I think is bold. If I get a buzzer, I have to make it more bold on the spot until I get the bold enough horn. Let's jump in. I kind of have one for each of the games we've been previewing throughout the show, and then a few wild cards. We'll start with Canes at Caps tonight. I'm not going to stray from where I was with my first goal score prediction. I think it's a multi-point night for Dmitry Orlov. You're looking at 2+ points for Orlov. Thank you very much. 2+ points. I want to be clear. One might be an assist. Both might be an assist for this, and I'm taking that victory lap. But I just think, it's a revenge game. He wants to play well. I think his teammates will know that, and I think he'll bring the energy today.
And if he's a defenseman, he has a 2+ point game. He's shooting the puck a lot from the blue line or setting up guys for chances.
And the other side is, the Canes' blue line is always productive. So
that is true. All defensemen scored one game against the.
They won a game 3-0. Right?
The Sharks. Yep.
3-0 with all points.
So
all goals coming from the blue line.
So is that really all that bold then?
I already got the horn. I'm not.
We can't go to the booth.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not walking it back.
You already ran up to the line of scrimmage and hiked the ball before the officials could take a look at it.
Card laid is a card played. Next up, Panthers, Cardinals. I'm going with a Jalen Coker touchdown. All right. Going with a Jalen Coker 20+ yard touchdown. All right. So a little from distance. I actually think the bolder part about it would be like Bryce Young throwing a 20+ yard touchdown.
Yeah.
But I just like Jalen Coker, and I think with Xavier Legette out, likely with the groin injury, they almost have no choice but to give him more attention as an offense. And just about every time he's been given more attention, he's succeeded, right? I almost want to, all right, let's give him 5 targets. And if he does well with those, next game 6. If he does well with those, next 7. And just keep going until you find the point where it stops working, and then you work back from there. Men's basketball, college basketball this weekend. UNC versus number 18 UCLA in Madison Square Garden tomorrow.
Gosh.
This is a shame that it's bold.
Oh, no.
RJ Davis shoots 40% or better from 3.
Oh, yeah, I hate to do this, but.
Yeah. There are sometimes. I wish we could do it in reverse. There are, this happened, we'll use UNC as an example, with Omari and Hampton a few times this year, where I switched the game on the producer who fires the bell and buzzer. Normally, I'm trying to pick a bold prediction. Sometimes I'll go like Omari and Hampton will run for 100 yards. And then I'll just go 110, 120, just to see how far up you have to go before the producer decides it's bold. That right there is telling. RJ Davis last season shot 39.8% from 3. That's essentially 40%. This year, saying he'll shoot 40% or better in one game is a bold prediction.
Well, just go back and watch the tape at the end of that Florida game. Nothing could go in for him.
It's been a season of it. So I hope last game woke him up. That Florida game, he did score 29 on better than 50% shooting from the field overall. Still didn't shoot great from 3. But maybe that woke him up, right? You saw the ball go through a hoop a few times, saw a couple free throws. Maybe it ignited the beast that is RJ Davis. Next one, men's basketball, college basketball, number 5 Duke at Georgia Tech. I'm going Isaiah Evans, 3+ threes.
3+ threes for Isaiah Evans. All
right, that's fair. 3+ threes in a single half, either the first or second half. 3+ threes in any 10-minute span within either the first or second half. I'm going to use his word. He's a flamethrower. He catches fire. I think that's fair. NC State versus Rider. I'm going, this is me wishing it into existence. It's all of the points we've made about NC State. Michael O'Connell, 8 or more assists. There it is.
Michael O'Connell just needs something good to go for him.
I think he needs to stop worrying and just do what he does, which is set people up. The points, and I know he scored double figures a bunch of games in a row last year during the run. Let it come to you. Like, none of those I felt like he was hunting for it. I think he has been hunting for it a few times this year. Clemson is playing Texas. This is the 12 versus 5 matchup in the college football playoff. It is tomorrow. I'm taking Clemson. Clemson upsets Texas. Thank you. I think they're the biggest on upset alert team this weekend. Not to say others are impossible. I just think they have the best chance of it. And part of it is there's a lot of distractions around Quinn Ewers, man. There's a lot of talk about Big Ten schools have made it be known that he can get $4 million. There's a lot of talk about he should go pro. There's a lot of talk about even if he comes back, Arch Manning's going to be the quarterback. That's a lot to have on your brain, and then go play quarterback against a big moment, right, in the college football playoff first round.
It also would just be such a Dabo Swinney and Clemson thing to just go, hey, we're a 3-team team or a 3-loss team in the college football
team, you're right.
in the college football playoffs. First round on the road against number 5 Texas. Hey, we're still Clemson, and go out there and upset them.
I saw Dabo said it, and it's a good line. We were the first team to go 15-0, and we're going to be the first team to win a national championship with 3 losses. It's a heck of a line, and it's a good rallying cry.
And honestly, whether you hate them or love them, this is good for the ACC. This is good. I thought it was so funny how during the Selection Sunday show, after they just won the ACC championship, when they went to Dabo at the football facility, he had all the ACC championship trophies that he had won lined up in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we got in.
I mean, yeah, I guess from the ACC perspective, we just have to be blind rooters, supporters of Clemson and SMU. So, go Tigers. Last one here before we move on. I like to mix in a Sunday night football prediction. Tampa at Dallas. Mike Evans, 120-plus receiving yards. 135-plus receiving yards. 150-plus receiving yards. Thank you. This is the point in the season where you should start to pay, if you're a gambler, start to pay attention to people that have records possible and that have incentives possible. If a guy gets $1 million if he has 80 catches and he has 60 right now, I think the quarterback's going to start feeding them a couple of gimmies each game. Mike Evans has a streak of his entire career being a 1,000-yard receiver, like a decade. He needs to get a bunch of yards over the last couple. He missed a bunch of this season with an injury, and Baker Mayfield, his quarterback, was asked about it, and he said, I think about it more than Mike thinks about it. Baker's going to pepper Mike Evans with targets. I don't think Dallas' defense is that great. I know they played well against Carolina last week, but I think that's more a Carolina thing than a Dallas thing. They're dealing with a bunch of injuries. Mike Evans, he's chasing 1,000 yards. And he's had, and just so Tampa cares about it, he's had a bunch of seasons where it's like 1,017 yards. He's not crossing the 1,000 threshold at like week 12 very often. It's like 1,008, 1,017, 1,070. It's a lot of those. So I think he gets it, but he's going to have some big games along the way, and Dallas is a good one. And it's on Sunday Night Football, so they'll try to be, flashy and successful. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have one more hour of the show, and we have a lot to continue breaking down. The UNC-UCLA game, Duke, Georgia Tech, Canes, Caps, Panthers, Cardinals, and much, much more. Stick around.
Keep pounding. Panther Talk, Panthers Playbook, the Paw Print. Follow your Carolina Panthers all season with us.
Bryce throws deep downfield. He's open. Wide open. He's got the 45. He's got midfield. Down the right sideline. Nobody to beat. Jalen Coker, 83 yards for the score.
Your home for complete Carolina Panthers coverage. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Act fast for up to $7,500 off a 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali right now at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford. Plus 5.9% financing for 84 months. Includes GM bonus cash and Wilkinson winter savings discount. Must qualify to receive rate and take delivery by January 2nd, 2025. See dealer for full details. GMC, we are professional grade. Hurry to Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford or online at wilkinsoncars.com.
Hey guys, this is Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry, and we know that you want to get your wife or girlfriend something special this Christmas. But sometimes you just don't know what to get. You wonder, what will she like? What will make her feel special? What will make her say, wow? At Bailey's Fine Jewelry, we have experts that are here to help. We specialize in making you look like a hero. You can even send her in to make a wish list that we keep on file to help make your life just a little bit easier. Bailey's has the largest selection of jewelry in North Carolina, including designers like David Yurman, Lagos, Marco Biccigo, and Apolita, as well as beautifully curated Bailey's collections. And don't fret, because if for some reason she doesn't love your gift, we have a 30-day return policy. Our goal is to be your go-to jeweler for life. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, located in Raleigh's Village District, Crabtree Valley Mall, and Cary's Fenton. Also in Rocky Mount and Greenville. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. That's right, now's your last chance to trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
It's Tim Donnelly for Window Nation. It's Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. Get 50% off all styles of windows and a bonus 10% off. Plus, you could get 0 interest for 6 years. Sale ends December 31st, so book a quote at 866-90Nation or at windownation.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score! WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. An evening shower is possible. Heading into tonight, it'll be partly cloudy, a low of 34. It's chilly and blustery on Saturday with highs in the mid-40s. And by Sunday, our high only around 40 degrees despite full sunshine.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money at the closing bell. Dow Jones closes up 498 points at 42,840. Market update brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting five, and there are a ton of games. We talked about it yesterday. Tomorrow, if you're a football fan, I mean, I know you're excited for maybe Christmas next week, but don't overlook Saturday. 3 college football playoff first-round games, 2 major NFL games. If you're a college basketball fan, you have that cruising tomorrow, including our number 5 game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Carolina, number 18 in the country, UCLA, Madison Square Garden. I said it earlier. Graham seconded it, or actually he said it and I seconded it. Must-win game for UNC. And I'm just going to let me set the stage here. I value the term must-win. Okay? I one of my big pet peeves, because I consume a ton of sports media, is when somebody says it's a must-win game and it's just not. To me, must-win means there's great stakes. If you lose, something is drastically different than if you win. I get very frustrated when it's like week 2 and they're like, it's a must-win, and then they lose, and the next week they're like, well, now this is a must-win. And I'm like, well, no. Like they lost. Something had to be, at your estimation, chopped off of their goal list. If UNC doesn't win against UCLA and MSG, I don't think they make the NCAA tournament.
I was just about to say that. Dare I say they missed the NCAA tournament with a loss to UCLA.
I think that's how they have to approach. Actually, let me wind it back. I don't think they make the NCAA tournament without winning the ACC tournament. I think it ruins their at-large chances, and it's not all their fault. It's not all in their control. I say that because you go back 10 years or more, you don't have any big non-conference wins, but you play in the ACC. You're like, oh, that's cool. You have 17 opportunities to get a quad 1 win coming up, right? Your conference schedule is loaded with top 25, top 10 teams. It's not that way this year. It's just not. It's a down year. I think it's a coaching thing, right? All those legends moved on. A lot of new coaches. They're getting their feet wet. UNC just doesn't have a bunch of Goliaths in the ACC that you can beat to boost your resume once conference schedule starts. So you need to snag every single top 25 win you can in non-conference play, and they've lost them all. Now, they did beat Dayton, who eventually became a top 25 team. You need more than just Dayton as your resume builders. UCLA as a top 20 team in MSG, that's like the minimum that you can have going into conference play. Must-win game. If they don't win, I won't be here on Monday. Got a little holiday travel coming up. But if I were here on Monday and they lose on Saturday to UCLA, I would go into this microphone and say, I don't think they're making the NCAA tournament unless they do what NC State did last year and go on a magical run, and which is possible, but it's just unlikely. How do they win? I said it earlier. This is the equivalent of saying put the ball in the basket more, shoot better, and run. I think that is the most important thing for UNC from this point forward. If Hubert Davis has to make decisions on rotation, who's starting, who's getting minutes, whether it's R.J. Davis or someone else losing a little bit of usage, the players that are shooting the best from 3 and the players that get a defensive rebound and go and run are the ones that get to continue to play. If you aren't doing one of those two things, if you're not shooting it well, if you're not running, you don't get to be out there because they're undersized. And if you're going to win while undersized, you need to run so the other team's big guys get tired, and you need to shoot well so the rebounding thing doesn't hurt you as much. That's kind of maybe not a how, but a what, right? I can't tell you how to shoot better. I don't know. Keep your elbow in, right? I'm not your shooting coach, but you got to shoot better. As number 5, let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Number 5 in the country, Duke at Georgia Tech on Saturday. They're starting their ACC schedule. we've talked about this, but Duke has passed a lot of tests this season. We've seen them in late game situations not execute great early on, and they've been doing better in those situations moving forward. ACC play is simply a different test. And I know I just got done saying there's not a lot of quad one wins, not a lot of top teams in the ACC. That is from a ranking standpoint. I still think going on the road in the Atlantic Coast Conference is tough. Whether the teams have a little number next to their name that says where they're ranked nationally or not, I think going to some of these teams is tough. Georgia Tech is one of them. I'm a big fan of Damon Stoudemire, their coach, as far as somebody that can slay Goliaths, right? Last year, they got UNC when they were ranked 7th in the country. They got Duke when they were ranked 3rd in the country. Flip that. It was Duke when they were ranked 7th in the country and UNC when they were ranked 3rd in the country. But they pull off the upsets. At Georgia Tech is a good test for Cooper Flagg, Kaman Malawash, Isaiah Evans, these highly touted, very, very well thought of freshmen. And the other thing is what we talked about earlier, Graham, which is everyone's having the same conversations about the ACC that we're having. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring up a tweet from yesterday that we referenced on the show from Mark Packer. Mark Packer, ACC Network legend, covers the ACC as well as anybody does. This was his tweet. What's wrong with ACC men's basketball? It's a heck of a start. He follows it up with, in my opinion, the top 6 hoop brands are, alphabetically, Duke, Louisville, UNC, NC State, Syracuse, and UVA. That's his words, not mine. Don't shoot the messenger. Mark Packer continues. Those proud programs have combined to win 5 NCAA Quad 1 games, 3 of them by Duke. Those same programs are 3-16 versus ranked opponents.
Ouch.
2 of the wins by Duke. The rest of the ACC is going to get very tired of those addendums. The ACC is bad, except for Duke. The ACC hasn't done this, except for Duke. The rest of the ACC is going to get real tired of that. And if you show up at Georgia Tech wearing your Duke uniform, doing your Duke thing, Damon Stoudemire is going to have his team out for blood. So Duke has to match that energy every game. From this point forward, there are, I'll bring up their schedule just so I can say it verbatim. It's Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, SMU, Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, Miami, Boston College. There are no more George Masons and Incarnate Words where you get to catch your breath.
There are no more games where you can get off to a slow start, and then after the first media timeout, John Shire can kind of get in your grill a little bit, and then you get going. No, you got to come out swinging from the very get-go, especially on the road in conference play. I'm not going to guarantee that. I think there will be some bad teams in the ACC. I just think they're going to be wildly aggressive when playing Duke, right? Because, I'm the younger brother. I'm the younger cousin to a lot of my cousins. And when you're outmatched, what do you got to do? Hey, don't be afraid to grab a jersey, right? Don't be afraid to throw an elbow. You're going to get it back. You're probably going to end up crying and run into mom. But, hey, you got to try it, right? That's what some of that is going to happen. If you're overmatched, if you don't have the NBA talent, you're going to try to even it out with aggressiveness, turn it into a fist fight. And if that happens, Duke has to be ready to handle it. Number 4, let's get to number 3. I love talking to former high-level basketball players. Right, one of my roommate in college played basketball at the University of Delaware. I played on the football team. We're good friends. We still talk often. I love picking his brain about basketball because they see it differently. Right? It's I can't watch a football game without noticing safeties. Whatever the safeties are doing pre-snap, my brain is going, alert pressure on the weak side. My brain's going, all right, they're off. Let's see what we can do. Oh, too high. I can't watch football without watching safeties. They're the same way. They can't watch basketball without noticing schematic things. But on top of that, basketball is a much more social sport, right? They don't stop every 8 seconds to huddle for 40 seconds and let the coaches make some decisions. They have to do all of that on the fly. So I was talking with Casey Morsell, NC State guard from last season, which I co-host Pack Therapy, the podcast with, the basketball version, which first episode is out now. Check it out everywhere podcasts can be found. Talking about NC State, his former team. And
He pointed at, like, he didn't use these words, but we got there with me probing for more and more and more information. The early season struggles for NC State against their power conference opponents, I think it's a trust thing. And it's not a trust thing like, oh, I lock my locker when I go to work out because they're going to steal my phone. It's a trust thing like, I'm a scorer. My instinct is to make sure I get X amount of shots. So I'm going to make sure I get X amount of shots. When the basketball team is operating well, it's more, I'm a scorer. I need to get X amount of shots. My teammates will make sure I get X amount of shots. They'll make sure when I'm open and I have the best shot that they'll get me the ball. And until you trust that, it's really difficult to be at your best, right? It's kind of like, I forget how we got there, but it's like if I think I need, I'm just going to pick a number, round number, 10 shots. If it's halftime and I have 2, I'm coming out of half like I'm going to get mine, right? And then I'm grabbing the ball and I'm putting it up. But if I think I need 10 shots and I have 2 at halftime, it's a completely different beast to be relaxed going, well, I only took 2 shots in the first half, so the defense probably isn't expecting me to be open, or expecting me to be a featured player in the second half. So I'm just going to play good basketball, and Michael O'Connell, my point guard, is going to find me when I'm open, and I'll get the shots that way. It's maybe that was too much role playing there, where I was like acting it out and giving you dialogue. But talking with Casey Morsell, it was funny that that's what he noticed, especially because I remember talking to Casey Morsell at ACC tip-off before last season. So it's before the magical run. It's before the struggles that made the magical run so improbable. He was talking about that same thing. He was talking about, it's my job as somebody that's been here a little bit and played a bunch of games and played a bunch of basketball to get this whole team together, to make sure not just at practice are we hanging out, but we're playing video games, to make sure we're going out to eat, to make sure, we don't have to knock when we go to each other's house, right? It's a walk in and, yo, I'm here. Like it's that kind of stuff that builds the chemistry. I still think State's team this year needs some of that. So they're playing Rider on Sunday. Rider is not an ACC opponent. Rider is not Kansas, who they just got done playing. Rider is a team where you can build trust, right? I'm going to take no shots off the dribble. Let's see how many I get. I'm just going to spot up. And I don't actually do that, right? But I'm just saying, if that were the case, I think the team's going to set you up, if you're a scorer, to score. Trust them. Trust Michael O'Connell. And reverse. Michael O'Connell, I think he's their point guard. I think he's feeling the need to score a little bit, and I'm going like, no. Right? You had 10, 12, 14, whatever points in all those big games last year. Not once did I watch thinking Michael O'Connell was looking for his own shot. It was completely within the flow of the offense. It was almost shots that you can't not take. This year, it feels like he's going in saying, like, I got to score 10. It's a completely different mindset. Completely different mindset. I was this is the last analogy I'll make for the State talk. I was watching a podcast with John Gruden, and he said he talked to a ref who said defensive pass interference should call itself. And what he meant by that was you should be watching and go, oh my gosh, that's defensive pass interference. That's when it's pass interference. Everything else, hand fighting, a little bit of nudging. It's like, nah, if you're watching going, I think it was pass interference. It's not. Those are the shots I want Michael O'Connell to take. The ones that take themselves. The ones where it's like, well, I got to take this. It's wide open. If it's like, maybe, set somebody else up. It's what you do best. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Canes Caps tonight, right here on 99.9 The Fan, by the way. Storm Watch half hour prior to puck drop and all of the coverage that you're used to here on 99.9 The Fan, talking about our hometown hockey team. Canes Caps tonight. There's 3 storylines we've been tracking all year. I think all 3 converge and cross and kind of hit right here, right now, tonight. One is, how well do your big-time players play in big-time games? Do they rise to the moment? There's a cliche that big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. It's good rhythm to it. It's a saying for a reason. right? I also like to say role players don't travel. That's not to say they don't literally travel. It's to say role players play better in their home arena. They build off the energy. They like, eating at their favorite restaurant the night before, whatever it is. Like there's something comforting about home. On the road, role players are a little uneasy, which means your stars have to pick up that slack. So when we're talking about the Canes, we're talking about Aho. We're talking about Natchez. We're talking about Jarvis. We're talking about Svetch. We're talking about Slavin. Those guys have to step up in big games, particularly big games on the road. That's also the closest thing you'll get to a rehearsal for the postseason, right? A big game on the road, it's the closest environment you'll get to playoff intensity. It might be 40% of playoff intensity, but it's closer than 0% of playoff intensity, which you get in many other situations. The other kind of storyline we've been tracking is their edge. Who's got sandpaper, right? Who's ready to scrap? Who's looking for the disrespect? And you may say that's ridiculous. It happens in sports. It happens. How often do we see an athlete say something and the other team turns it into like bulletin board material, and then the athlete comes back a couple years later and is like, I didn't mean that. Like, that's not really what I said. What I meant was, and it's not an insult. But once you see something that might be an insult, you latch onto it and use it to motivate you. Who's doing that for the Canes? Is it Svetch? Is it Kochetkov? Is it tonight Orlov because he's playing against his former team? Where's it coming from? And then the third is the goalie situation. The Canes have played 5 goalies already. It's December 20th. Now, Yaniv Peretz did play for 8 minutes. But 5 goalies by December 20th? That's not how you draw it up. And you don't want to continue doing that. You don't want to continue shuffling in different guys. So you hope from this point until Freddie Anderson gets back, it's Pyotr Kochetkov most of the time. It's Dustin Tokarski when you need him. And then Freddie comes back, and it goes back to Freddie and Pyotr back to back to back to back. That is a Herculean task on Pyotr Kochetkov. Now, what is he, 25 years old? I'm not worried about his energy level, but I do understand he is going to be mentally, emotionally, and physically taxed, and he needs to do whatever it takes to find ways to step up. Right? Again, it's not the same, but it kind of is the same. I played quarterback in college, and sometimes you'd see a defensive back be like, man, I got to get to bed at 8:15. Man, I got to get off my feet. Man, I can't be walking around campus the day before a game. And as a quarterback, you're like, really? I don't know. I might watch a movie. I'll be in bed by about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then they're like, gosh, no. Because they do so much more. That's just everyone on the team, not the same. Kochetkov, get in bed by 8:15. Be off your feet the entire day before a game if you can. Eat all of the carbs like you're running a marathon. It's going to be a long season for Pyotr Kochetkov. You want him in net. And then just because we have the audio, Rod Brindamore talked to the media about Jack Roslovic being able to fit in and play with the top guys with some shuffling of the lines.
You can have really good players that if they don't gel right, or on each line, there's certain roles that have to get done for things to really gel. And his game suits. I think can play kind of anywhere if he sticks to what he does, right? If he tries to do something that's not in his game, then that's going to not be well. So he's done a nice job just kind of doing what he does, man. He comes out, skates, gets in there, and cause he's shown when he has an opportunity to make a play there too. So, it's been real, I don't want to say a pleasant surprise, but it's certainly been, with the offensive stuff, it's been nice.
I like Roslovic. I hope he gets cranking again. He was scoring at a ridiculous pace. It was unsustainable earlier on. But I hope he picks it up a little bit. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Go on!
Panthers, Cardinals, Sunday. Dum, dum, dum. This one's interesting for a bunch of reasons. One, it's the first come with me on this long walk for a short drink of water. This is the first bit of adversity the Panthers have faced since it feels like they've moved on from their 2 consecutive years of adversity. They were just stuck on a snowball that was rolling downhill and getting worse and worse and worse for a handful of years up until kind of Bryce came back after Andy Dalton had got in the car accident and hurt his thumb, and Bryce took over. And then it felt like a rush kind of came over the franchise of, wow, look at this. Bryce is playing better. Oh, look at this. He's showing signs of life. And at that same time, Caleb Williams was struggling. So people were really liking that Bryce trade all of a sudden. And, oh, Chuba got paid. Look at this. And, like all of these things started coming together, which was new. It was like the moment in The Wizard of Oz when everything went to color. It was ooh, this is a different beast here. The game against Dallas last week was a smack in the face after all of that. But it's also an opportunity, right? Now I sound like a coach, right? We have the opportunity to show that we know how to bounce back. You should be excited about practice this week. It is an opportunity for this team to prove that they won't get stuck on that snowball again. Like, hey, we had the treadmill of anger flowing for a long time, and it just kept cranking. And we stopped the treadmill. And one bad play, one bad game, 4 turnovers against the Cowboys will not get us back on that treadmill. We will fight our way off of it. We know how now. We've been down in a hole, and we built a ladder, so we left it there. We can get out every time. Cardinals, we're going to be back to the good team we were the 6 weeks prior to the Cowboys game. We're not going to let that Cowboys game beat us twice. And there's a few ways to do that. One, get the running game going again. As much as Bryce is the main factor that everybody focuses on, his job becomes easier. Dave Canales' play calling job becomes easier if the running game can get going. You've faced 4 really, really tough run defenses the last 4 games. And I've said this on air, it's not new. I don't think that should matter as much because you paid $150 million in contracts to your offensive guards. You used a top pick on your left tackle, and Taylor Moton is making a bunch of money on your right tackle, and your centers have been good this year. Cade Mays is struggling recently, but they've been good overall. And there's not many teams out there with 5 stud offensive linemen. If you have 4, you should be able to run the ball. Chuba Hubbard just got paid like next year he's going to be paid like he's a top 10 running back in the NFL. Those guys should be slump-proof. You should have at least a moderately effective run game every game. Get it going this weekend. Get it back going this weekend because you've been sliding over the last month. Brad Idzik, their offensive coordinator, talked about leaning on Chuba Hubbard and that run game.
One of the first guys you see coming in the offseason, he's been callousing up his body for a workload for a long time. And then we spent all offseason and then preseason and throughout the season, scheme-wise, just getting him groomed, with what we're asking for and the live reps he's gotten throughout the season. He's done a great job of becoming more dynamic in a bunch of different schemes. So workload-wise, we don't hesitate to give him any different types of runs.
You should consider some different type of runs. Chuba Hubbard, he's been slowing down. Don't make it anything more than that, right? You don't have to go out here and give us some soliloquy about how he's been callousing his body over and he's built for the long. No, just X's and O's. Go watch what the run game was doing well earlier on. Get back to doing that now. You don't need to write the Homer epic poem about Achilles, the Chuba Hubbard, right? About Odysseus. Just get back to football. Get back to pushing people around. Look at Robert Hunt, who's one of the largest humans in the NFL, one of the most powerful humans, and say, hey, Chuba, we're going to have you run behind that guy. He's going to move the person in front of him against his will out of your way, and you run right there. That's why I love offensive line coaches. Offensive line coaches don't get into all of we've been callousing our body over. No, they're just out there like, hey, we're going to push them around, and then our little fast guys are going to run where we tell them to. Doesn't have to be more complicated than that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We've been giving stuff away, and we've been giving you opportunities to win stuff all day. And we're going to do so once again. The numbers game is up next, which means one of you will win yourself a Sharky's gift card. Sharky's. Go to Sharky's Saturday, December 28th. It's coming up in 8 days for the best college football watch party in the Triangle, involving North Carolina State University and East Carolina University. Great beer and food specials all day. The greatest bar in the world is hosting the greatest watch party December 28th. It's at Sharky's off Durley Road next to the Shell Station. If you want to win, you have to play. If you want to play, you have to call in now. We need 2 contestants, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326 for your chance to play the numbers game and win a Sharky's gift card. Coming up next.
Tonight's forecast calls for Hurricanes hockey.
Stahl powers one out in front. The score! And this line is delivering the presents around Christmas.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Aho sends it across. Robinson back to Aho. They score! Roll the highlight reel, Sebastian Aho. Merry Christmas.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan.
It may not be hockey night in Carolina tonight, but I do have tickets for you to be at the Lenovo Center to watch our Canes take on the Pittsburgh Penguins on January 5th. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here for 99.9 The Fan, and we'll be out at Carolina Ale House in Briar Creek from 7 to 9 tonight, where I will be giving away multiple pairs of tickets to some lucky fans. All while you can come out and enjoy some mouth-watering food and ice-cold beverages. Carolina Ale House can also hook you up at your next tailgate, maybe a Canes tailgate. That's right, they offer catering options for all shapes, sizes, and events. Just visit their website to view the menu and order, or take the stress out of it and let them host your crew. It's that easy. Just like it's that easy to swing by the Carolina Ale House tonight in Briar Creek. Come say hi, grab some dinner, because you must be here to claim those tickets. Watch our Canes as they take on the Capitals, and toss your hat in the ring to grab a pair of tickets to see them against the Penguins in January.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
Morning. I'm starting my health journey with my new blender. I got 2% cash back on it with the new Cash Rewards Plus card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get unlimited 2% cash back on these carrots, apples, bananas.
It's 6 in the morning.
Oh, I also got 2% back on these smoothie glasses.
I'm going back to bed.
Oh yeah, I got 2% back on the mattress. Sleep tight!
You can earn unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with the new Cash Rewards Plus card. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Health Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? This holiday season, give yourself the gift of sleep. At Parkway Sleep Health Centers, we've treated sleep disorders for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. From all of us at Parkway Sleep, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
Introducing a product that redefines living well.
Luxury.
Designed to satisfy your wildest desires.
Extravagance.
Overflowing with suspense, dripping with wealth.
Fortune.
The $8 million moneymaker from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With prizes that start at $100 and go up to $8 million. Every win's a big win.
Whisper.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.14. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. The prize for today is Sharky's gift card. I will give you more insight into the goings-on and happenings at Sharky's in a little bit. But first, as we do with every single numbers game, we have to welcome in our contestants. We have Sean in Morrisville and Bear in Clayton. And we also have to choose who goes first. Graham, are you ready to be the judge?
Oh, yes.
All right. I'll ask him a question. You pick your favorite answer. We go from there. Sean in Morrisville, to see who gets to go first. The question is, what's the highlight of your upcoming weekend? But because we are a sports show, keep it sports related.
Well, obviously it's watching college football and the NFL, fantasy football playoffs. That's the highlight of the weekend.
And you are in the fantasy playoffs?
Oh, of course.
All right. I like the confidence. Just wanted to be clear there. Sean, your answer is locked in. Graham, remember it. Bear and Clayton, you're up next. Bear and Clayton, what is the highlight of your upcoming sports weekend? And keep it sports related because we're a sports show.
Well, I gotta go the same way. Obviously, it's a big college football weekend. I'm more of an NFL guy, so from Minnesota, I got my Vikings playing the Seahawks. Need to keep pace with the Lions for that number 1 seed.
All right. Graham, those are the two options. Pick your favorite answer. That person will get to go first.
Tough choice. Since we got Sean on the line first, let's go with Bear to go first.
All right. So it had nothing to do with their answers. It was just by the order you picked up the phone. All right. Hey, Graham's a wild card. Bear and Clayton, you get to go first. Sean, go ahead and sit on the line for a second. Don't worry. It won't be long. Bear, you ready to pick a category?
Yes, sir.
All right. The categories are NFL Super Bowl record holders, NFL alliterative players, meaning players whose first and last names start with the same letter, NBA triangle area connected first-round picks, and NHL Hurricanes only.
Let's go NFL alliterative.
Alliterative players is how it's described in my group here. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Steve Smith, Carolina Panthers.
89.
Correct. Brian Burns, New York Giants.
52.
Incorrect. Donald Driver, Green Bay Packers.
80.
Correct. Blake Bortles, Jacksonville Jaguars.
7.
Incorrect. Brian Burns, New York Giants.
Pass.
Eric Ebron, Detroit Lions.
88.
Incorrect. Blake Bortles, Jacksonville Jaguars.
5.
Correct. Brian Burns, New York Giants.
59.
This is just an observation, and I love overanalyzing numbers game contestants. I don't think we've ever gotten a person that has gotten, not just for Brian Burns, but for the number that Brian Burns is right. Brian Burns wears number 0. And I don't think we've, there's a bunch of athletes that wear 0 now. A lot in the NBA, a lot in the NFL. I don't think we've ever gotten someone that's gotten 0 right because it doesn't even pop into your brain when you're moving quick. You got Steve Smith. You got Donald Driver. You got Blake Bortles. That's 3. Solid showing. Brian Burns, 0. Missed that one. And Eric Ebron with the Lions, who did go to UNC, by the way, wore number 85. So you got 3 out of 5. Not a bad showing. Stay on the line. We'll see if it holds up. And that brings us to Sean in Morrisville. Sean, are you there?
Here.
All right. The categories remaining for you to choose from are Super Bowl record holders, NFL players, obviously, NBA triangle area connected in some way, first-round picks, and NHL Hurricanes only.
I'll go with I'll do Canes.
Okay. All right. Felt a little indecisive there. I'll give you one chance to change your category if you want it.
No, I'm going to stick with the Canes.
Sounds good. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get rolling?
No, let's go.
All right, you need 4 for the win. Your time starts when you hear the horn. Seth Jarvis, Carolina Hurricanes.
24.
Correct. William Carrier, Carolina Hurricanes.
52.
Incorrect. Victor Stallberg, Carolina Hurricanes.
72.
Incorrect. William Carrier, Carolina Hurricanes.
27.
Incorrect. Victor Stolberg, Carolina Hurricanes.
45.
Incorrect. William Carrier, Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, my gosh. 57.
Incorrect. Victor Stolberg, Carolina Hurricanes.
Pass.
William Carrier, you went 27. Needed 28. Needed 28 for Carrier. So you were right on the doorstep. Stolberg, number 25 was the number we were looking for there. Unfortunately, you did get, let's give you credit, you did get Seth Jarvis, which is, that'll save you some ridicule from your buddies. But not enough for the win. So hopefully you had some good times.
Yeah, great times, man. Y'all are great. I love you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Man, that's good to hear on a Friday. And that means Baron Clayton, you are the winner. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You get yourself a $25 gift card to Sharky's. All you have to do is stay on the line and chat with Graham for a second.
All right, thanks, Tim.
Yep, thank you. By the way, Sharky's is having a watch party they want you to know about. Come to Sharky's Saturday, December 28th for the best college football watch party in the Triangle, involving North Carolina State University and East Carolina University. Great beer and food specials all day. The greatest bar in the world is hosting the greatest watch party. December 28th, Sharky's. It is off Durham Road, right next to the Shell station. Be there. And be back here every single weekday as on The Drive. We play the numbers game right about 5:30 every day. So if you tried to call and you didn't get through, or you've called in and lost, or whatever it is, we have a new numbers game just about every day. With that being said, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. This holiday season, and I know the holidays are creeping up on us, they're getting here quickly. If maybe you've been procrastinating, but you still want to make a splash this holiday season, BaileyBox.com. They have a gift guide that can help you show up completely prepared. Right? You can be in, you can be out, you can talk to the experts. They can get you what you're looking for: earrings, diamonds, some semi-precious or precious colored gemstones, which could be a little bit of a change-up. Gifts for him, watches, men's jewelry, top gifts under $1,000. The point is this: it's not too late to be the absolute winner this holiday season. And when I say winner, I don't mean receiving, I mean giving. I mean knocking the socks off of the person who is most significant in your life. Right? Some diamond hoops. How does that not work? A timepiece, like a watch that comes from one of the most iconic brands in the world, like Omega, or a pre-owned or vintage Rolex. There's a ton of options, but you can head to BaileyBox.com, gift guide to check it out there, or I would suggest just go to the Raleigh Village District location, the Village District location in Raleigh of Bailey's Fine Jewelry, and see it for yourself. Elevate your holiday with an Omega or so many other options from Bailey's and make this season unforgettable. Learn more at BaileyBox.com. We are nearing the end of the show, but we got to make some picks, and we've got a lot of games to pick. There's a lot going on this weekend, so we'll be back in a minute with our picks. Stick around.
Drive-through car washes are quick, but a mobile detailer gets to the nitty-gritty. Autobell Car Wash is the sweet spot between both. We quickly clean your car from the inside out to save you time. Get the app at autobell.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Terms and conditions apply.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
FX's Say Nothing.
We thought joining the IRA was the noblest thing a person could do.
Northern Ireland, 1971.
They could beat us, they could shoot us, but the one thing they could never get us to do was talk.
Based on the true story and the New York Times bestseller.
You were taught that you were fighting in the name of the people. And I think people should know that it's all lies.
FX's Say Nothing. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State. Get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days with a sporty new Civic, Accord, HR-V, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Honda Accord or CR-V, a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic, and a 3.9% APR on a 2025 HR-V.
Brought to you by your local Carolina Honda dealers. Contact your local Carolina Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news.
Meet Cheryl.
Hey.
She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Little Queen coming out of break. This is, by the way, my last show until December 30th, I think it is. I'm off all next week for the holiday. I'll be back before the end of the year, so we'll do all our end of the year 2024 thank yous to the listeners and everything before the new year. However, I do want to say we got to make some picks. I mean, I'm just letting you know that I won't be here. But don't worry, Dennis, Graham, Paul, you'll be in good hands next week. Hopefully everybody enjoys their holiday. But that doesn't mean the picks train slows down. So, Graham, start lining them up so we can knock them down.
Oh, we got them lined up all right. In about an hour and 15 minutes, well, not even before that, in 45 minutes, we're going to carry over to Stormwatch with Adam Gold at 6:30, followed by Puck Drop at 7 between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals. Some more housekeeping notes. After the game, tune in to the Aftermath for official post-game analysis and audio from inside the Hurricanes locker room after another Dmitry Orlov revenge game. Knock on wood, hopefully I didn't just jinx that. Also, check out the Canes Corner podcast hosted by Adam live on the Fans YouTube channel.
Anything else?
Go Canes.
All right. What am I picking? I'm going to go Canes win. I think that they show some sandpaper, so I'm hoping they get on the board early. They have a little grit, little edge. I already have Orlov scoring. I have Orlov having a multi-point night from predictions I made earlier in the show. So if Orlov's having multi-points, you know that probably Natchez is getting a point somewhere. Give me 4-2.
4-2?
4-2.
Give me Carolina Hurricanes 5-2. Let's keep the offensive production going. Of course, the 4-0 shutout victory this past Tuesday with Kochetkov not being in net. I expect the Capitals to score some goals, but let's get production from first line, second line, third line, fourth line. Yes,
we don't number lines, says Rod Brindamore.
Well, I didn't say who was I didn't name the players on each line. And let's also get Jesperi Kotkaniemi to score a goal, so that way I hope it helps me beat Tim in our ladder challenge.
Nah, never that.
Coming up, the big kahuna. College football or college game day is on in the studio right now as Pete goes across my screen. College football playoff first round game tonight. 11-1 number 10 Indiana versus 11-1 number 7 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 6.5 favorite. You can listen to play-by-play coverage right here on 99.9 FM HD2 or 620 AM Buzz Sports Radio. There's a Canes game coming up. I just said that, Graham. Pre-game coverage beginning at 7:30. Tim, who you got?
I do not have Indiana. I have Notre Dame. I'm going to whisper this because people are going to get real mad about it, some certain individuals. I think Indiana might be a little bit of a product of their schedule more so than actually legitimate contender.
The Adam Gold argument.
Is that an Adam Gold argument? I didn't know that. Look at that. Great minds think alike. Hosts of the same station think alike. They've really had one game for one opportunity for a real big win, and they look significantly outmatched against Ohio State. So, yes, I think Notre Dame, and I'm not super high on Notre Dame, but they've been more tested. I think they got a really good young running back for Notre Dame, a few really good defensive players, and we know what Riley Leonard can do from his time at Duke. So give me Notre Dame to win. I don't know. What's the spread on this one?
Notre Dame minus 6.5.
Yeah, they win by more than that. I think they win by 10 or more.
Gosh, this game to me is hard to predict just because I feel like these two teams mimic each other so much.
I think one just does it better than the other. And that's no disrespect to what Indiana has done. I mean, they've turned their season around in a big way. I like Curtis Rourke, their quarterback. He's experienced. The moment won't be too big for him. But Notre Dame, I mean, there's a certain level. Yeah, and there's a lot of snow there.
Snow game, whoever can establish the run better. You're at home. Yeah, let's take the Fighting Irish.
I like Notre Dame's young run back, and Riley can run as well at the quarterback spot.
Let's go to hoops. 9-2, number 5 Duke versus 5-6 Georgia Tech. This game is at noon tomorrow. You can hear play-by-play coverage on 99.9 FM HD2 or 620 AM Buzz Sports Radio. Also, with pregame coverage beginning at 11 a.m.
We're going to quiz you on all of this, where to listen and where to hear stuff coming up later. So everybody take notes.
Oh.
No, you're telling us. You're the teacher in this situation. What's the spread? 12.5. I just found it. 12.5.
Forgive me, I forgot to put a spread in there.
That's fine. It's actually it's now up to 13.5. It opened at 12.5. I think Duke wins probably by about that 12.5, 13.5, something like that. I do think it'll be low scoring. I think Duke's, until we all kind of readjust our expectations, they're going to lean on their defense. It'll be lower scoring, so somewhere maybe like 68. 57, 68-55. Do some math to get to 13. That's what I'm thinking.
With your boy Isaiah Evans hitting three
threes within a 10-minute span.
3 threes within a 10-minute span. That's going to put Duke on like a 12-0 run, and that's how they cover the 12.5.
12-0.
There you go. College football playoff first round game tomorrow. Number 11 SMU versus number 8 Penn State. Do I have that right? Forgot what number Penn State was.
Penn State is 6? No.
I forgot. I just realized I did not have. Anyways, forgive me, Nittany Lion fans.
I'll get you.
Tomorrow at noon, Penn is favored 8 by 8.5. You can listen to play-by-play coverage right here on the Fan.
Just to be clear, it is number 11 SMU against number 6 Penn State.
Number 6, sorry.
And the spread is at the moment 9. Penn State is favored. We have to be blind supporters of SMU. Go ACC.
We have to.
Get them on the money line.
Pony Train.
Plus 280. Pony Express.
Pony Express. There you
Pony
go.
Train. I like it even better. The Pony Express, Kevin Jennings. I really do like the running back for SMU. Brashard Smith, he was a wide receiver for Miami for the first 3 years of his career, transferred to SMU. So obviously he can catch. You can be versatile with him. But he also shows good instincts as a running back between the tackles. So give me – I'm going to have to close my nose because it stinks. Give me SMU to win.
Also a snow game.
I don't really think it, but I'm trying to put on a tough front for the ACC. Go SMU.
Similar to the Polar Express, chugging along through snow. Let's get on the Pony Express, chugging along to a upset
all those
victory.
Texas and Southern guys in the snow. That'll go well.
NFL, well, for us, we need it to.
Yep.
NFL, 9-5 Houston Texans versus the 13-1 Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow at 1. This line's even.
I'm
minus
picking,
3.5.
I'm
or
picking
at
the
3.5.
Chiefs. Picking the Chiefs. Picking the Chiefs. The Kansas City has a lot going wrong, but they're winning anyway. Houston has a lot going wrong, and they're not winning as much anyway. So so give me the ankle gimpy Mahomes to find a way to win because that's kind of what he does.
With Kareem Hunt scoring a rushing touchdown for me. You can listen to play-by-play coverage on 96.5 FM and 99.3 FM WRAL News Plus. Immediately following the Duke versus Georgia Tech game.
Sure.
College football first-round game. I just want to say real quick, just I saw it come across the screen. Don't do it now because it's not happening right now. But coming up on the program, Bill Belichick is going to join the College Game Day crew. So just something to keep in mind as we get ready to wrap up
College
things.
Game Day. You made it sound like he was joining this program. I was like, I gotta prepare.
No.
I don't want to ask a bad question to Belichick. He'll never let me forget it.
That's okay, Tim. You didn't know about
it.
No.
No.
Number 12 Clemson versus number 5 Texas tomorrow at 4. Texas is favored by 12. You can listen to play-by-play coverage. Would you guess it on the Fan?
I darn sure have Clemson covering 12. Part of me, like gut instinct, wants to take Clemson on the money line. I don't think I'll do that, but if it happens, I won't be shocked. Texas is good. And by the way, like if you think I'm downplaying Texas was my pick to win the national championship preseason. Okay? And I picked Travis Hunter preseason to win the Heisman. So I was in a good prediction mood when I picked Texas. So I'll dance. I'll take that win if Texas wins it all. I just think they have a lot of distractions going on right now with Texas. Clemson's playing with nothing to lose. If I'm
playing with house money.
If I'm Dabo Swinney, guess what I'm doing? Fake punt, first play. Like first down, first and 10. Like not actually, but I'm saying like do whatever you think they won't expect because you have nothing to lose. I think that might be enough to give Clemson a chance. I think they cover, probably lose by a score, maybe 10, but I won't be shocked if they
fake punt on your own 40-yard line, have Cade Klubnik play safety or something. I don't know.
Go nuts.
Why not? Would you believe if I told you we have more football going to the NFL?
Of course would, because I know what's going on this weekend.
Pittsburgh Steelers versus Baltimore Ravens tomorrow at 4:30. Baltimore is favored by 6.5. You can listen to play-by-play coverage on 99.3 and 96.5 FM WRAL News Plus.
There is a stigma attached to Lamar against the Steelers. He doesn't play well against the Steelers. I think he gets that stigma off his back. I think he plays well. I think he makes an MVP statement. I think the Ravens win by 10.
All right, rapid fire in the 90 seconds that we have left. Number 9, Tennessee versus number 8, Ohio State. Tomorrow at 8.
Ohio State, unless Nico Iamaleava throws for 400 yards.
Very good. And then to the NHL on Sunday, Carolina Hurricanes versus New York Rangers. Stormwatch with Adam Gold at noon. It's brunch with the Canes. Puck drop at 12:30 on the Fan.
If Svetch puts someone into the boards in the first 4 minutes, Canes win. If he doesn't, or first 2 shifts that he has, Canes win. If he doesn't, they lose.
I like that. And then finally, back to the NFL on Sunday, the Carolina Panthers versus the Arizona Cardinals, Sunday at 1 p.m. You can listen to play-by-play coverage on our family station, Mix 101.5 with pregame coverage beginning at noon.
I have the Cardinals winning because the Panthers' defense struggles with the amount of injuries, but I hope there's a bounce-back game for the Panthers' offense, so it's something like 32-28, a weird score. 32-28, Cardinals win, but you get a couple touchdowns from Chuba, touchdown from Bryce, maybe a passing touchdown or 2. I think the offense has a bounce back, I hope. As I said earlier, I will not be here next week. It is the longest vacation I have taken since taking over this show, so please don't forget about me. I'll be back before the end of the year. Have a happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Enjoy next week with Dennis and Graham and the crew, Until next time, have a wonderful holiday. Stick around for Overdrive coming up next. I believe we're starting Overdrive off with a Bill Belichick conversation, so enjoy that. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll see you on the 30th.